I think we are live. Hello, everyone. I think everything's fine. We are a few minutes late, but yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, I think everything's good. As far as I can see. So yeah, we're not too far away from the new year, would you believe? 31st of December. Insane. 2025, pretty much only a few hours left. And to 2026, insane stuff to say, but it is true. It doesn't feel. It feels like it should be only be totally on the beginning of November, at most October. But the time just flies; it just takes off, and it's a terror to believe that we're talking about 2026 already. But yeah, it's crazy stuff. But yeah, I'm sorry for being a bit late. Too. We're 15 minutes late. We probably most likely be here at 12, so it's going to be a long live stream tonight. Um, we probably just chill and stuff. We just chat among ourselves, I suppose. We're not going to go wild. Um, a lot about. So there won't be too many probably people in here tonight, because again, a lot of people be out and about at the pub or wherever. But we'll sit here and we'll just chat among ourselves and enjoy and have a chat, I suppose, before 2026. But yeah, let me see. So everything's fine. It is fine. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. I'm always afraid of the click because when you start the stream, you can either put a private or unschedule it at the live stream, and I was afraid that I clicked the wrong button, but I didn't. But yeah, so yeah, it's crazy already in New Zealand and in Australia, I think in Japan and in China too. They have welcomed the new year. It's crazy to think too that other parts of the world, like literally hours ago, literally as we speak, literally probably nearly even must be 7 hours ago nearly that New Zealand welcomed in the new year. So it's insane too when you really think of it, that the time difference, I suppose, across the world. Um, but yeah, so it'd be pretty much New Year's coming in soon, particularly in Europe. It would be 10 o'clock in Helsinki in Finland, if it's happening, and in Sweden and stuff like that. And that. Yeah, it would be going on 11 o'clock. So pretty much in Finland, only a few an hour or so left before New Year's. But here it's a different, obviously. Hello, Shawnee. How are we doing? Trojan walk, Trojan walk. But thanks very much, on very good to see you. Very happy New Year to you, of course, too. And thank you for the support too. Appreciate you've been always here this year, and for a long time too, for a long, good few years. So I appreciate you always being here and sticking with me and listening to my charades. That's what I, but yeah, I really do appreciate you. Um, but yeah, what is this? Sorry. Um, but yeah, so there will be probably many people here tonight, but we're just chilling and we're just chatting among ourselves, and we're not going to go too wild, but we just chill. Um, because I do think people just lose the plot at New Year's, particularly. Um, like there's a lot of people. I like this one person I know particularly. I don't know him that well, but he hasn't left the pub since after Christmas, so he's basically in the pub. He's basically living in the pub, and he probably won't be outside the pub until the 6th of January. So basically, he must have spent a fortune already, like on Drake and stuff like that. I would hate to have the look of his bank balance because there's probably no money left. But basically, he hasn't went home. Basically, he's basically been sleeping in the pub, which is an insane thing to say, but it's the truth. That's where he's been. Um, but yeah, like people do just go wild at Christmas time. Not even at Christmas time, at New Year's too, they go wild. Um, like there's literally people like, take for example, in New York, say for example, they're queuing up for hours, like for days too, to get into the Times Square for the annual drop of the ball, etc. And even in Ireland too, they go wild a bit too. Um, Obviously, if you were looking at the Dublin fireworks and stuff like that, you'd be purely depressed, to be totally honest. And if you were looking at OT, I don't even know it's OT having their thing. I think people don't watch that and they're just sick of it. So I don't even know whether they have them. I presume they're probably not. I don't know. I wouldn't watch OT if my life depended on it. But yeah, we see what happens. A lot of places too are not having the New Year's tonight. Like a lot of places not having celebrations. Like in Paris, they cancelled because of terrorism. And I think in Hong Kong, no, it was the Hong Kong. Yeah, I think in Hong Kong. Where else was there? Hong Kong, it was Paris. There was other places too, Celtic, but yeah, there was a few places cancelled because of terrorism, like a terrorist threat. Um, um, but yeah, so that's going to be something in Paris that there won't be any like fireworks and stuff. Um, well, obviously not officially, but obviously some people probably do in the background. I just seen this earlier on. I know this is not related to Christmas or New Year's, but I just want to briefly talk about Steve Bannon. I don't know if you know who he is, but he was the former White House correspondent of the first Trump administration. He's talking about having a nationalist party here. Now, like straight away, everybody seems to say about another party. Like every day of the week, there's a party in this country, a new party. People, I think, generally honest, people are sick and tired of parties, like just new parties being formed every week, and then just the constant infighting too. Um, like particularly in the national sector, what you would call conservative, maybe you call far right extremism, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so I don't know, but basically, yeah, not going to happen. I don't think it's going to do any difference, Steve Bannon. I generally don't think so. Because a lot of Irish people wouldn't be too fond of like an American coming in and setting up a party, an Irish party. I don't think they would be too fond of that, and not even that too. There's already just an insane amount of parties, and they'd be just. I can see it if they did even start, it'd be just a constant infighting. Um, like everybody, like literally, the amount of people who have said it over the year, particularly last year, just gone by 2025 now. We're still here, obviously, in 2025 at the moment. But the amount of people who've come to me the last few months and were talking about just the constant infighting in different nationalist groups, take for example, just constantly, every week. There was some infighting and stuff. It was just, you know, I just lost track a lot of the stage of what was happening. Um, but yeah, a lot of people had bad taste in the mouth afterward. Um, um, I'm a drink here. I was in actually the supermarket yesterday, um, and you wouldn't believe too how many people are buying like drinks. A lot of people be drinking at home too instead of going out to the pub. Some people, not all people, but a good lot of people too. Um, and a lot of people were just buying loads of alcohol and stuff like. They're making a fortune today in alcohol, and with the pubs and the shops probably particularly. Um, it's quite insane. Um, we probably went live a bit too early. Hello, Ben. Good evening. How are we keeping? I hope you're well. Uh, up back down your own country. What? Hope you're well, Ben. I hope you're having a good New Year's Eve. Um, we're going to probably be hearing the traffic clock and so, um, but I hope you're having a good day. And of course, if you're not sticking around, I hope you have a good New Year's Day coming up too. And of course, Happy New Year in advance too. So again, the worst thing about being a YouTuber too, people are messaging you, and again, apologies if somebody wings me and stuff, because that's what's going to happen during the stream. At some stage, somebody's going to wing me, and I have to answer it and stuff. Not at all. Anyway. Happy New Year. All the best. Sorry. In 2026. It feels weird to have to write that, but that's what's coming. You decided to start your own country. I don't know what Paddy was talking about, but I think he misunderstood what I said or misheard me. Yeah, sorry about that. I was just replying to comments and stuff. It's hard, like to multitask on your YouTube and stuff because people are commenting on videos and people contacting you and stuff like that. So it's difficult to kind of do everything. But yeah, so as I was saying with Steve Bannon, I know it's not related to New Year's Day, but I just wanted to briefly touch on that because I don't think it's going to do any good, regardless of what party. He's talking about an Irish version of Donald Trump, which I don't know. It's not going to work. I don't think because there's already too much infighting in the nationalist community, in my opinion. I know people would argue about, the whole causes and stuff about it, but who's to blame? I suppose that's what. Because it's just literally been constant this year, but infighting. It's hard to keep track of it all, but I don't know. I don't think it. I think it's just making it. I don't know if he's being serious or not. Let's put it that way. 1 second, because I'm at the breakdown. Well, not at the breakdown, but my brain's going to mush for a second. But yeah. Oh, they follow me, yeah. So we see what comes of it anyway, but I don't think it's going to anything's going to come off it. To totally honest. I could be wrong. I would eat my words if I am wrong, but yeah. But yeah, I tell you, I got a cut yesterday. Like I was putting it in a bag of coal, and I got a cut, and it's so sore. It's only a small like nick. Like it is just like a small cut, but it's very sore. I tell you, for a small cut, it is very sore. I suppose in the knuckle, any kind of cut too is sore when you're moving your hands and stuff. But it's just the most place to have, and it's such a small cut. Like it's if you had your whole arm cut off, it'd be less painful really taken away. But in reality, I don't know about that. YouTube ads, everybody loves them. Yeah, so. But yeah, so it is. It's truly some amazing times we live in. Let's put that way, like with all the stuff going on in the world. But yeah, I just wanted to move on. Like we'll just chat about random stuff. I suppose this that way. Let me see. Where was this now? Let me see. So yeah, I seen in England, like this is particularly in London, that the Metropolitan Police are being the fun police at the moment. They won't let people go onto a hill to watch the fireworks because Keir Starmer, 1984. So basically, yeah, they're being the fun police. They won't let literally people go up and look at fireworks on a hill, on public ground, just to say public property. Just because why not? That's pretty much the answer. That the top police that you can't do this, for your safety and stuff like that. Even though it's a mile away, like from the fireworks and stuff. But yeah, no fun allowed. So there you go. But yeah, literally everybody's making shit of the Metropolitan Police for it. And rightly so, because it's absolutely fucking stupid. Especially because they're dedicating police officers to stop it. Like people going to watch the fireworks. So literally, they're probably dedicating 6 or 7 officers just to stop people looking at fireworks. Looking up. You can't look up. Because that's literally what they're suggesting, the Metropolitan Police. That's what the statement they released yesterday. But also with the Metropolitan Police at the moment, there was an interesting tweet they put out the other day. about Freemasons. I know such a thing that the Metropolitan Police at the top, but yeah, they're talking about the way in the Aldershot O'Connor here too. Well, allegedly they do it, of course, but they check your background and stuff. Do you have an association with a political party? It says in the Aldershot, same with the Defence Forces, that you can't have a political affiliation, like you're not a member of Fine Gael or Fianna Fáil, or you're not in Sinn Féin or whatever. That you're not a member of a political organisation or a secret organisation. Obviously, the Freemasons, obviously in the open, of course, but technically a secret organisation. We don't know everything about them. And the Metropolitan Police apparently never did that. They never looked to see would they Freemasons, like an officer, say, for example, joining the Metropolitan Police, were they a Freemason or were they not a Freemason? So they're talking about doing that now. And everybody's just like, where did this come from? Just all of a sudden, the Metropolitan, but oh yeah, we're going to try and screen people to see the Freemasons, so to let people know are the Freemasons. And just like, excuse me, come again. But hello, Sean. Good evening. How are we keeping? How are we keeping this New Year's even? But yeah, so I don't know if anybody else see that, but it's absolutely insane. But I wonder, do we do it here? Because as you know, the Freemasons Lodge is right beside Dáil Éireann. It's just literally 2 doors down from Dáil Éireann. Very peculiar how close they are to the Dáil. But we can ask any questions about that. And Tucker Carlson actually done his interview of Conor McGregor in the Freemasons Lodge in Dublin, which is quite insane. And of every place they could have went, they went to the Freemasons Lodge. I never seen the like of it. Like, I would have went anywhere else but the Freemason Lodge. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Very good to hear. Very, very good. Are you looking forward to 2036? Are you literally counting the seconds? Like, literally people are counting the seconds. I see them on Twitter. Like, it's good that they're so excited, of course, but literally they're going a bit over the top. Like, literally every few seconds, they're literally like, oh, it's something like 55 million seconds or something to New Year's. Like, literally they're losing their mind in some cases. Hello, Saoirse. How are we doing? Give me a thumbs up. Wish you. Yeah, we're very happy New Year to you, Saoirse. I don't know. I presume you're probably only stopping in to say hello, but very happy New Year to you. Oh, you can't hear me. I give you a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, if you can't hear me, thumbs up. Or we could do thumbs down either. But yeah, very happy New Year to you. If you can hear me, I don't know if you can hear me. You're probably in a pub or, you know, out and about. That Father Ted reference. Out and about. Hopefully not in the field. But yeah. What was I talking about before? Oh yeah, Freemasons. Such a thing. Come on. Oh yeah, I was talking about Freemasons. So yeah, so we see what I would like to know. I probably will ask to see does the Gardaí do it here in this country for the Defence Forces, because I don't know who asked about the Metropolitan Police doing it, but it was all of a sudden like there was they just put a statement up and everyone was like, huh? Like, what? Hello, Gordon. Good evening. How are we doing? Hope we're well. Hope we're having a good Christmas Eve. New Year's Eve. Sorry, Joe Biden 2.0. Getting confused. Too many Eves these days. But yeah, I presume it's probably very early where you are. I presume it's a long way still to New Year's. But yeah, a happy New Year too if you are just stopping in, because we might be here for a good while tonight. For a longer stream, we'll probably be here because it is 8:30, just after 8:30 here. We'll probably be here at the 12 o'clock, or give or take. So it's going to be a good while. Just live. We're just going to be chilling. That's where we are. We're not going to go wild. We're not going to just go and start dancing on the street or something like that. Not yet. We see. Hello, Sea Winds. It's been a good while. How are you keeping? Happy New Year to you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you have a good Christmas Eve. Just a wee way of heading away. Take care. Yeah, of course. Thank you for stopping in, Seawind. I appreciate you being here. We'll catch up again sometime. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your Christmas Eve. Sorry, New Year's Eve. I'm getting confused. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your New Year's Eve and have a good 2026. And you have a good night too, wherever you may be going. Yeah, see you again soon. Take care, seaweeds. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Father Ted. Let's watch episodes of Father Ted. Yeah, China already welcomed in the New Year, but they do have another New Year too. That's a bit weird to me, but like they have the Chinese calendar, I think. Yeah, I might just don't. I think yeah, they have another New Year. Yeah. Another reason why I wanted the stream like tonight, because there'll probably be people coming in that we haven't seen in donkey's years. Also, Dubai just rang in the New Year, just to say that. Like Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. Um, so, um, New Sana, what? It's not. It's not New Year's Day in Finland yet. It's probably yeah. It's about 10:35, yeah, something like that. It'll be going on 11 o'clock, so it's not too far away in Finland. Obviously, Finland 2 hours in front of Ireland. And the United Kingdom, of course, too. Um, so yeah, Ireland, a lot of places to be welcoming the year before Ireland and England, like France and stuff like that. Soda, Minnesota. No, it's yeah, like a Lucasade, but you could call it soda too. Yeah, it's a Lucasade kind of. It's not alcohol, just to say too. Minnesota. I remember Joe Biden just shouting that soda. Joe Biden. Wouldn't this Joe Biden know what year it is or what year it's going on to? Like, does he think it's 1972 or something? 1984, maybe. Get the reference. Minnesota. What else? I was going to talk about something else. For Chinese New Year. Hello, Pike. How we doing? But yeah, it's unfortunate that non-copyright. You have to use non-copyrighted music on YouTube. It's a nuisance. I would like to just be playing tunes, but it's unfortunate. YouTube's just no fun. No fun allowed. It's like the Metropolitan Police. You're not allowed to have fun. I'm not bad, Pike. I hope you're having a good New Year's Eve. You're probably just stopping in, but yeah, I hope you have a good 2026. Um, if you're just stopping by, because we'll be here for a long time tonight. Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. Yeah, well that's a good thing. Yeah, it's good to have a New Year's resolution. I already made a video talking about my New Year's resolution. Earlier on, it was uploaded earlier on. Oh, good so far. Well, that's good. Very good. Oh, good in the hood. What was I going to? I was going to say something about. What was it? Give me a moment. Sorry. Oh my God, there's literally so many comments. Sorry, 1 second. See, this is the worst thing about being live when it's near New Year's too. Yeah, apparently we're going to get snow. Actually, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, apparently we're going to get snow. Within the next few days. So apparently it's going to be really cold. Last night was really cold. It was bad frost. So apparently there's going to be snow here now before Friday, not tomorrow, but I think Friday night or Friday morning, something like that. Yeah, like people will stop. I say there'll be people that we haven't seen in years, like come on, just to say hello. That's the good thing about the New Year's stream. A lot of people just pop in to say hello and stuff. But yeah, there won't be here all stream, of course. Nobody will be here all stream because it's going to be a while. We could have waited to 9 o'clock. I was going to wait until 9 o'clock, but yeah, we just chill because a lot of people too be going out before 9. So, and particularly with the videos I released earlier on, I wondered if anybody had any questions and stuff. I would answer their questions in terms of that too. But yeah, I hope a few people stop in we haven't seen in a long time. But yeah, Shauna, you're looking forward to the snow. You're not going to take shit from anyone, or geez, well, the politicians are not going to like that. But I know that's yeah, like you shouldn't take it if it's your work employer or if you're in college or whatever the story may be. Don't take shit from anybody, yeah. Because it only makes your life more difficult, and life is already difficult enough. But yeah, that's going to be tough when it comes to the politicians. They're looking for votes and gaslighting you, you know. But but it's good to kind of have a goal and stuff like you can set like goals and targets and stuff. Whatever word you want to use, target goals. I mean, you were with us. You were with me all the day, all year. Yeah, last year we didn't. I don't think we were live last year. I don't think we were we? I don't think so because remember last year it was a terrible time last year particularly. My father was I think was in hospital. Yeah, it was in hospital for New Year's. Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, it was New Year's just after New Year's. Yeah, we got out here. Um, yeah, because I wasn't live last year. It was 2023. Yeah, because that happened and then we were planning to go live. Yeah, and that happened and we didn't go live. Um, yeah, it was 2023. I vaguely remembered. Yeah, I'm getting see you get confused. Years just go by and you just forget what year you're in. But yeah, no, last year we didn't go live because that happened. Only for that we would have went, but we would have went live, but it just didn't happen, unfortunately. So we give him on. One second, sorry. Again, this is the worst thing about being on YouTube and stuff. Um, um, yeah, sorry for that. Hello, how are you doing? What is this shit? Who knows, Vito Leonze? But I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good New Year's Eve. Um, oh, in your place where you are going, yeah. Now, hopefully it doesn't. Um, it shouldn't probably go out unless it's going to like a holiday. Like it's a huge amount of snow. We're talking about probably inches of snow. Um, I hope not. I hope it doesn't go out. Um, but it shouldn't go out. It shouldn't really go out because in the United States there would be like more used to the weather than here. Like in here, it's more tricky. Yeah, we're just chilling. We're just chilling, having a chat. Let's put it that way. We're just chilling. That's really all we're doing. She's 6 foot high. Well, it could be 6 foot here, Fike. Are you stoned? No, I'm not stoned. No, not at all. Not drug or anything. Um, but yeah, um, like it's probably going to be 6 foot here now. Like it's given snow, Frank. It's given snow for Friday, isn't it? Friday or something like that. What are you doing these streams? Just chilling, just chilling, just chilling, like having a chat with people. That's really it. There's no really like big agenda behind it or anything. It's just chilling. Isn't that embarrassing? What? Like what's embarrassing about it? Like it's just chilling. Hello, Lenny. Good evening. How we doing? Happy New Year's Eve. Uh, the loot music. Yeah, well, YouTube with copyright and stuff, you have to play this kind of music, unfortunately. Like non-copyrighted music, it's a nuisance. But no, it's just chilling. I like kind of sitting here and chatting to people. It's a good thing. I deem a lot of people here as my friends and stuff like that. So it's good just to chill with people and just relax. and have a discussion about things. You know, bring a snorkel. Oh no, it never was ever that high. Do you have friends? Of course I do. Yeah, of course. But see, I never drank alcohol or anything. So I was never the person kind to go socializing, drinking in pubs and stuff like that. So they all would be out and about, like drinking and stuff like that. Never my thing. Um, yeah, it's just getting to. How old am I? Jesus, I'm 107. No, but I'm 22. 22. Hope you well. Yeah, yeah. Any sorry. No, jeez, no, it shouldn't be out drinking. Good God, no, we couldn't be doing that. But no, it's okay, Lenny. No, don't be. It's okay. You're perfectly entitled to ask questions. Um, you were engaged at 22. Yeah, probably back years ago. Yeah, like people would have been engaged. A lot less people now. Actually, funny enough, when you're talking about that, in Ireland, it's about 40 or so when people get engaged nowadays. Like it's about that. It's about 40, 30. People getting married later in life when they do get married. Um, like people nowadays, you have to remember weddings have got more expensive. We were just talking about that actually the other day. Like weddings and stuff have gotten a lot more expensive. Um, but you know, but things are different. Things have got very different now in the last few years. Um, like it is quite insane how the difference. Like even just looking at the marriage rate too, particularly. Like it's quite insane. In some parishes around the country, there's a 40. In some cases, 70%. In one place in the country, somewhere down in Cork or somewhere, it's a 70% drop in marriages since the 70s and 80s. Like a 70% is a lot. So no, nobody's getting married pretty much nowadays. And if they do get married, they're in their 40s, So it's quite late in life. Oh yeah, the streams, yeah. Like obviously back then, yeah. Married at 23, bought a house at 22, had first child. Jesus, you were busy. But yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But it'd be impossible to do nowadays. If that makes any sense. It's impossible to kind of do that nowadays. You couldn't do it. There's nobody that I know. Well, there's no people that I know who are young and have children and stuff, but they're not married and stuff. That makes sense. So years ago it was customary to be married before you had children and stuff. And nobody that I know that like in their thirties, early 30s, has a house, like own their own property. If that makes sense. Oh, it is quite impossible. It's quite different. Like obviously, getting married and stuff is not impossible, but I'm saying about owning your own house. You bought your house, so it's impossible nowadays to do. Like especially in Ireland. I don't know if you're from Ireland. Are you from Ireland or from the United States? Because in Ireland, it's hundreds of thousands. Yeah, but are you from Ireland? Because in Ireland, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like in rural County Cavan here where I am, it's 300,000 euro just for a bog standard house. 300,000 euro. 50,000. And going up, it's going up by 10 now. Oh, you're closer in Ireland, sorry. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. It's deal. It's not cheap. Years ago it was cheap, but nowadays it's just insane. So no young person, like there's no young person I know, and I know people who have done college and stuff and went to college, and they still can't afford. They can't even afford to rent nearly places, than let alone buy a house. And that's how we're talking about getting married and stuff. Nobody can afford to do that. Like no young person. Literally, I know so many young people. They never, not one of them are married. Like, and some of them are in their 30s. I'm making much money. I'm making a bit. Like I'm making a bit, of course. Not probably overly too much, but I'm happy enough, and that's the main thing. Because money is not everything. But yeah, I make a bit. Oh, my foot's getting. Yeah, get married when you meet the right person too. Yeah, because a lot of people do. Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, not my folks. My parents are separated, but it's a long story. But a lot of people when they do get married, they do separate and stuff, and it's quite insane. Like the amount of separations too, the amount of divorces too is insane. Um, it's on another level. Like the majority of marriages too, like you have to realize across Europe too. Um, yeah, they are from Cavan, yeah. Um, um, It's quite insane. Now, just looking at the statistics, just across Europe, not even just in Ireland, like the divorce rate is insane across Europe. It's insane. Like I think Italy and stuff have the worst. I think and it's Finland and then other countries. A lot of people getting divorced. Like when they do get married, they're divorced. Oh, I know, but I would disagree with that. Like if people are not happy, nobody should stay in a relationship. Because I did see years ago when I was younger. I didn't understand it when I was younger now, but looking back on it, there was old people like old men and women that just weren't happy in relationships. When they're like that, as you say there, when they got married, they never left each other. Um, you know, and they had to like them live miserable lives. I suppose that's the way to put it. Oh, that's a long that one's a long story. Not even going to go there tonight. Some other night we'll talk about it. But that's a long story. But there'll be a video someday about that talking about it. Um, but particularly just I just speak about the other point that you were making. Sorry, just to go back to that. Yeah, like a lot of people lived like years ago. Like even though they weren't happy, say for example, somebody like say their husband cheated on her. They lived all their life together, and even though they were miserable, like I knew of many cases where people were just miserable. They were miserable together. Like they spent all their life miserable together because, say for example, one of them had an affair. One of them particularly, like used to live in my village like they're dead long now, in the 70s. But when they were younger, when they first got married and stuff, one of the people like her husband had an affair, and she knew about it, of course. But they never divorced and stuff. Obviously, divorce was illegal. It wasn't legal when that happened. But then obviously the divorce wife when it came in, and that's what happened. So, but they lived all their life like, and they died like literally together. And even though they were miserable, like they were totally miserable. I did meet her, yeah. All sorts, yeah. Like the one thing about Irish people, they love to gossip. Um, an outfell, what? Oh, like I go on like an outfell. Well, I don't know about going on, but an outfell now. But you should see some other people, like some literally people that I know that go on like to 100. Particularly when they come to the money and stuff like that. They're like literally like nearly my command, Um, I wouldn't say I go on like an outfell. I say I'm very straightforward in terms of what I say. Even though people have said that to me in the past too. You're not the first person that said that. Uh, Religion's less important. Yeah, with that too. But I do think there's a lot of problems like in marriages and stuff. Like compared to years ago, technology and social media, families were more together. There's so many distractions nowadays. Like with social media, with other stuff, there's so many distractions. And it takes people away from the marriage and stuff. And of course, money too has a role to play in it. Because people can't afford houses. Things have changed. Like so many distractions, so many things. Um, yeah, like that's what I'm saying too. Like people stay together. Like, but people were just like a lot of people years ago. Obviously, the divorce was illegal in Ireland for a long time, and then they legalized it. But yeah, so people just basically live their lives in misery. So that's why I agree that people should, if people find that connection, that they like is broken apart. If that makes any sense, then you should. Do a spoken marriage? I would say yeah, because at the end of the day, it's your own business. That's the way I deemed it. When I was younger, maybe I didn't, but nowadays it's really your own business, and that's the way I see it. It's your own business. As long as you don't push it on children and stuff in school, then I don't. It's not. It's your own business. It's your own what you do in your bedroom. It's not up to the state or to me to just to say you're not allowed to do it or whatever. Um, Yeah, even cheating, and yeah, as you say there, you're right. They say too, like that particular case when I was young. I only found about it now in the last few years because obviously when I was young I didn't know about, it. But in the last few years, you found out about it and you're like, you wonder, you understand why they were miserable because I knew they were miserable, but I didn't know why they were miserable. Um, but yeah, the church they wouldn't allow it. Still, if you do, like even like you when like cheating on your partner or something like that, the church they wouldn't have allowed it back then. Obviously now you can do it. Because the referendum, as you say, Lenny, it was 1996. But before that, you wouldn't allow it. You couldn't do it. Well, you probably could have done it, but probably loads of loopholes and stuff. And of course, domestic violence. So but a lot of it's. I think it's a lot has to do with social media too. There's a lot of stuff. Did I go to college? No, I didn't go to college. Oh, you're going, Fike. Here, if you chat to you later. If you're not back, then have a good New Year's Eve. Have a good New Year's Day. Have a good 2026. Sorry, apologies. And Happy New Year to you if you're not back. But we'll be here for a good while tonight, also. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But no, nowadays you can. But years ago you couldn't. I think you misunderstand me. What's your big plan for 26? I literally have a video talking about that. Well, I'm not saying COVID ruined him. Like it probably did in a lot of ways too, of course. But I do think it brought people back down to reality in a lot of cases too, because people like looked around them and seen what was happening in the world. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a long story, but no, it's a long story. I'm talking. Well, basically, sum it up for you just in a few seconds because it will take a long time to explain it in full. Basically, I'm thinking about going to college and stuff. Quit my job and stuff, but it's a long story. I'm not getting into it all because literally it's there in the video, but that's just basically summing it up in the top layer, if that makes any sense. But do you think more like? No, not necessarily. It's more like it's not really primary school teachers. No, as far as I'm aware, no, it wouldn't. There's not many cases of that. Oh, it's a long story. I say it in the video, Sean, but we see how we go on it. But no harm. No, I know that, but I'm not talking about going to trendy and stuff. Like none of the big colleges and stuff. It's a long story. Like if you watch the videos, I know you probably wouldn't have time to watch it and stuff, but it's a long story. Give me a moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, we're probably the local ETB, and we'll see after that how it goes. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all I really say because it is in the video. So, so we see how we get on there. Give me a moment. Yeah, I finished my leaving, so I done LCA. Yeah, I finished it all. I done well to finish it. I did really well. Tell me about it. What's the tell? I suppose Dundalk is Dundalk. You know, like I've been to Dundalk. Yeah, I've been to Dundalk but 3 or 4 times. Are you talking about the institution, or are you talking about the college down there? Like what exactly you asked me about Dundalk, I suppose, because I never really. It's a town, Now there's not really. There's a bit to see, of course, but. Sorry, I'm just responding to somebody. Like in general, are you talking about like what exactly? That's what I'm trying to ask you. Are you asking me just in general? Sorry. Of course, there's more to see. Yeah, but what are you asking me in general? Like about just the general town in Dundalk? You asked, or where you asking in Cavan? Or which one without leaving you? About trade. Yeah, there's a lot. Like it is a big enough town. Just give me 2 seconds. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, like I try. Sorry, yeah, like I do try it. Like I'm trying to talk to you and do the same. It's just that I don't want to leave people when they message me, like just like on the side and like that. So I don't think I'm ignoring you, and it's just I'm trying to multitask. Um, so no, I always try and avoid whenever I can. But it's just how when you have so many questions at you, it's hard to respond to everything, and especially but I do try my best. Not that I'm being ignorant, I don't think I'm being ignorant, John. Um, what was I at? You asked me about Dundalk, wouldn't you? In general, yeah, but it's a nice enough place. The Mary McAleese Bridge too, is not, but that's in Drogheda, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, but this is not really a podcast, But I'm sure you know yourself when you're doing something like say, for example, a walk, somebody wings you to walk and stuff. We all do it now and again. Um, but I always try and avoid it, because I'm always trying to talk to people. Like I'm doing two things at once. If that makes sense. Like there's other YouTubers that just would ignore the chat when I've seen literally people go off and make their dinner and stuff like that. Like it's insane too what they do. Hello, James. How are you doing? Jamie. Sorry, apologies, mispronouncing your walk. But you know what I'm saying. If you were walking, I'm sure you walked at some point and somebody rang you. It's always happened to me. But hope have a good one. Yeah, of course. Too. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate you. I hope you have a very happy 2026. Nif, which? Sorry, I'm confused. But yeah, I hope you have a happy 2026. Hello, Daisy. It's been a good while. How are you keeping? It's been a good while as a senior. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good New Year's Eve. Thank you. I hope you have a good 2026 too. Oh, about which? So about walk or what he asked me. So, um, like I don't know if you know, but I'm dyslexic, so sometimes I'm being a bit. Sometimes I could be a bit stupid, to put it nicely. Um, so yeah, just bear with me if I'm ever a bit slow. Sorry. Oh, that's a long story too. We're not talking about them things tonight, but it is an awful long story. So, oh yeah, but it's a long story. We're not getting to that tonight. That's the one thing because it just takes too long. Um, oh, I don't think I'm slow. Like I am a bit slow. Like I will admit that, in terms of like answering questions and stuff. I'm a bit slow. Um, oh, we're doing things and like thinking about things and stuff. But we all are slow and we all have our different ways, I suppose. The only good story, Jesus Christ, that you don't think I have any stories though. Um. Oh yeah, sorry, apologies. Um. But yeah. Oh no, it's a long story. We're not getting into that because it's. But no, I've literally talked about it to end's end. But um, we talked some other night about it. How does that sound? Like I've literally, we talk about everything else because it just simply would go on, and I'm sure you probably would get bored of me talking about it. Like we could go on for an hour talking about it. Yeah, like the Mona Lisa stuff. It was quite funny. Like some people still probably do think it is the Mona Lisa because I never actually released that video. I should probably release it. Um, but nobody said anything yet. Like literally, I remember that too. Like just, but yeah, where did I meet her? Yeah, I met her in Helsinki. Went over to Finland. Yeah, but I'm not going to go into any more because I've literally talked about it literally in a video, and I've talked about it many, many times. I literally have a video out today, literally talking about it. Like briefly summed it up, like last year, but that's what I'm saying. I know you probably don't want to watch it, but that's a lot more beneficial, I suppose, than me talking about it now. If that makes sense. Like quite literally, as I said, I met her in Helsinki. I just put like just very very briefly. I met her in Helsinki. I got a book signed from her. What else could you say? Yeah, I had about a maybe 6 minute discussion or so with her. A bit longer, maybe it's about 8 or so. So yeah, that's really like just the top line. Um, Because I could go into a huge amount more details, but yeah. Yeah, of course. But it was kind of like a break too for me. So it was kind of double edged. It was kind of double thing. You must be new. Have you ever been here before? Actually, just out of curiosity. I don't mean to pry or anything, but just out of curiosity, like you haven't been around before. A bit sad. No, not really, because it was a very good moment. Like in fairness, it was. It was a good experience and stuff. I can't report anything bad about it. If that makes sense. I don't think it's a bit sad. Like you do what you do, and that's the thing. Oh, you're a long time here, actually. I was surprised you haven't heard me say about like this thing before. Like, how long are you here? Only about a week or two, is it? Oh, he's not on my case. Like, no, he's not on my case at all. Um, but yeah, that's your opinion, as I said. But I have a different opinion. So Donkey's years. Well, I was surprised I've never seen you before, but I can't remember. Maybe you did because I can't remember seeing you before. You know, I look also. Yeah, but that's okay. It's okay to look. Yeah, sometimes people are too like afraid and stuff to ask, like talk and stuff. Like I get it too. Like when you're live streams and stuff, you know. Yeah, you're fine. You probably will. Yeah, I'm not saying because again, there's loads of people coming here. I'm sure you appreciate that. There's so many people here. Starstruck. Um, but yeah. But yeah. Yeah, it actually happens a good bit. Yeah, it happens a good bit. Mainly because people see you. Not autographs now, not that bad. But no, I have often came across people for selfies. Yeah. Um, like they see you on like I'm well known enough in this area, Cavan, for YouTube and stuff. Mainly for other stuff, like mainly for political stuff. I was involved in a lot of political campaigning, and we're not campaigning for political parties, but a lot of political stuff and getting things done, etc. Um, and I was involved in a lot of community work, voluntary work, etc. So um, it's a lot. I have a long history, I suppose, in this part of Cavan. It's not even just for YouTube. A few people have recognized me from YouTube, but a good lot of people actually. Sorry, particularly over the last few years, particularly the last 3 years, there's been a lot of people. I don't even know how you can see my cushion because I'm literally here, like in front of it. Yeah, Planet of the Gear. Yes, I don't know him personally. Um, but I know who, and like I've seen his videos and stuff. I don't know him personally now. If that makes any sense. Yeah, no bother, Gordon. No bother. Take your time. Um, which makes no sense. Are you talking about me or which are you talking about? I noticed that, yeah, because I went looking for his channel at one stage, but I don't know where. Like he deleted it because I remember I looked for it. I think it was a few months ago, and somebody else asked me, "Hello, Greenface. How are we keeping? How are we doing? Good evening. I hope you're having a good Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, sorry, New Year's Eve. I don't know why I'm getting confused with that. I think it's something to do with dyslexia. Saved in my phone. Well, I wouldn't have the phone numbers on it, but I have the like messages and stuff. But I'm not willing to share like who's my most important. I'm not willing to share that. That's I suppose a private confidential thing. If that makes any sense, I don't mean to. Uh, yeah, I try and look after my teeth as best I can. You're a little surprised, yeah. But it is a Wednesday night too. To remember to, we're usually live on the Wednesday. Um, but yeah. And obviously we'll be live. Hello, Fiona. Hello. How are we doing? I hope you're having a good New Year's Eve. I've got it right this time. Um, well, yeah. Well, sometimes I do once a day, and sometimes I do twice a day. It just depends. Like some nights I am tired and stuff, and I don't get around to it. But I do try my best to keep them as well as possible. No, I never had braces, thankfully. Never had really any problems with my teeth, thankfully. I had a filling once when I was younger, but that was about it. So yeah, it's Wednesday. I know it's hard to believe, but it is Wednesday. Yeah, it is Wednesday. I know with not being at work and stuff. Like I was confused today too. I thought it was Thursday because I'm not back to work until I'm not back until Monday. Yeah, yeah. Of course, I know so many people have braces and stuff, but I never needed them type of. But yeah, eventually, as you get older in life too, it's inevitable that your teeth will get bad and stuff. It's inevitable. How many? Regardless what. I walk on the roads in the county council. So have you never heard me say this before? Like that's what I'm asking you. I don't mean to pry around it, but like I've literally talked about it to ends. Like half of the questions you asked me, I've literally said 100 million times in stream. Okay, good Daisy. Take care. Have a good 2026. I really appreciate your support over the year. Thank you so much. Have a good 2026. The best of health and luck to you in 2026. On the roads, yeah, cleaning up and stuff. Yeah, I know a lot of them. Unfortunately, I know a lot of them. Like I've said this many times before. I know a lot of them. I know every one of them pretty much. Like not every one of them in Ireland. Like in my local area, I know all my councillors and stuff. Like, are you sure you just didn't find my channel tonight? Because I've talked about it to 900 million times um, about my local TDs and stuff. Like that's what I'm just confused about. Like you must have been asleep half the time I'm telling you stuff. Like know what I'm saying about it in streams and stuff. Let me see. Sorry. Let me just dive in just this messages and stuff. See, that's the worst thing when you have friends and stuff. The message you and stuff, especially message you when you're doing something. But sorry, give me a moment. Sorry. I can still kind of multitask. Sorry.
Running a repair cafe,
Ads.
hosting a fashion swap, or
Um,
selling refurbished bikes. Circular.ie offers practical support for circular communities, grants, resources, and toolkits that help you
sorry,
do
apologies.
more
Give me a moment.
to keep your community growing today at circular.ie.
Yeah, back. Sorry, apologies. There. Sending the kind of GIF. You know the way you can send GIFs and stuff. That's what I was sending there, just to one of my friends. But yeah, are we out and about tonight, Fiona? Just randomly. Is anybody actually out and about? Like anybody at the pub or anything? Or do we have any plans? I meant to ask. So I was too busy asking questions there for the longest time. Though. Do we have any plans? I suppose for New Year's because it's literally only about isn't it true? 2 hours, 3 hours away. So yeah. Jesus, I'm only an hour live. Jesus, it feels longer. 58 minutes live. Jesus, it feels like an hour. Like it feels more than an hour. So I think just time flies. It feels longer. Well, time would go quite slow, I suppose, for that hour. That way. I don't know. Screenface still here. He could have probably left us. I think. The last time I drank before that October. Jeez. But so you're just kind of chilling at home. I presume Sean's probably chilling at home too, are you? Are we just chilling? But yeah. Give me a moment again. Sorry, just making sure because there's people messaging me on Twitter and stuff. Like they're doing no harm. They're just wishing me Happy New Year and stuff. And I want to kind of answer them. You know, I don't want to leave them, in the dark. I suppose that's what I. It wouldn't be nice just to just ignore people. I suppose in that regard. I don't know why my Irish fisheries video that I made yesterday is popping off. I don't know why that. I presume we'll share it somewhere, and that's why it popped off. Yeah, that would be upset. Yeah, like animals and stuff. Like they can hear it louder than like humans and stuff. They can hear it from miles away. Like it's insane. But yeah, you can frighten them too. Like if they don't let them out, whatever you do, because they could run away and stuff. It's happened, but like I can't tell you, like tomorrow morning there'll be so many dogs missing. Like every day of the week too. It's insane too the amount of dogs and cats and stuff that goes missing. Because literally every day, like I'm in a few community groups on Facebook and stuff, and every day, like there's a cat, there's a dog, there's something gone missing, and there's a dog been found in the road. There's been dog found here. It's just every day. Yeah, like I just talked about it yesterday, so that's probably maybe the reason why. But I meant to talk about it a few weeks ago, just never got around to it. But it's like they're just being sold out to the European Union, the same as everything in this country. From Killy Begs. Yeah, Killy Begs have a lot of vision. What is this? Sorry, I'm confused. Yeah, like they pretty much have no whites at the moment. Let alone give them more whites, but yeah. But no, it's quite insane. Like they're talking about 2,000 with this new deal they came up with. They're talking about 2,300 jobs are going to go, like in the fishing industry, and that's pretty much nearly everything. Like a lot of people have left the fishing industry already, so this is pretty much the last nail in the coffin for a lot of people. Like even though there's 2,300 jobs going to go now, like the rest of them be gone by in 3 years' time. Pretty much, that's pretty much what I'm saying. So it's pretty much going to be a ghost town in terms of fishermen in Ireland. Like that job's going to be gone pretty much in a few years' time. It's unfortunate. It is really, really like it shouldn't happen because there's so many French ships and there's so many Spanish ships and stuff, and they're coming here and they're fishing and stuff. It's not like nobody's fishing. It could be different if they said nobody can fish. At least then fair enough, nobody can fish. But there's like literally fishing ships coming from Spain, from Portugal, from other countries. They're fishing Irish waters and stuff. So you get what I'm saying. Like, it could be different if the Europeans said no one can fish, no fun allowed. But it's like literally no, we're not letting Irish people get a livelihood, but everybody else can have a livelihood. Makes sense. It's quite insane. I was listening to Vision talk about this about last week. Yeah, like they should push as much as they can because again, a lot of these people have been doing it for years, donkey's years, and they get their sons into the trade and stuff. And unfortunately, not be much of a trade for them because they're making it hard to make ends meet. And now media, like some comments I get on like in YouTube, I'm get confused by what they're talking about. Like this post in particularly, in one of my videos here, just looking at the day. I don't know if he's talking about the fishing industry or if he's talking about something else. Like I read that, I don't mean any offense to the fellow, but it's just that maybe I'm just being an idiot. That could be it too. I'm glad to see the Irish following England's lead, given the way they're fishing waters. But let's see you top something about the Waste Olympics, international debt scam category. I'm a bit confused to be totally genuinely honest with you. I presume he's talking about like in terms of a league of Dublin into the oceans. I'm not sure. Like I don't know. Like I wouldn't be in favour of any country giving up its fishing rights. Like regardless of what country it is, like if you like literally live beside the sea and stuff, you're entitled to that water. Your people are entitled to the water and the fish and stuff more than anybody else. I would say the same. Like take for example Iceland. Iceland literally had cod wars, like with the British Royal Navy and stuff over fishing rights. And how they won them wars was because it wasn't like shooting people and stuff. They were banging into each other, like basically warships banging into each other. But how they won that? Because they went to the United States and were like, "Oh, we're going to leave NATO if you don't tell the British to back off." So yeah, Iceland, not to mess around with the fish. Like, no, don't mess around with Iceland's fish. Iceland very dangerous in terms of when it comes to the fish. I seen a thing actually in where was it? What was it I seen the other night? Something about Iceland, or something about either Iceland or the Faroe Islands. I'm not sure which one it was, but I'm not even sure what it was. I remember seeing it, but yeah. But anyway, how are we keeping anyway? How is everybody keeping? I hope everybody is doing well anyway. Is there any questions I wanted just to say? I know we went on for a long time earlier on. We had literally a fire round of questions. What is this? Sorry. Grand. That's the typical Irish answer. Grand. But yeah, no. Yeah, apologies about that as well. I probably didn't get time to chat then, but I was just answering. What was his name again? It was a big long name, but I was just answering his questions. So yeah, is there any questions about the video I put up earlier on too? I don't know how many people seen that video too. Also, just when I'm here actually too, there's a few other things we could talk about just to finish off the year. What was it? Hello, Evanoni. How are we keeping? Hope we're having a good New Year's Eve. Hope you're well. Sorry, 1 second. Oh yeah, this was it. Give me a moment. Yeah, so I read this the other day. Now, this is to do with Ireland, and this is to do with disabilities particularly. That Ireland has the lowest rate of employment for people with disabilities, people on wheelchair, take for example, or people with additional, like even special needs stuff too, with mainly disabilities it talks about here. But yeah, it has the worst employment rate in the whole European Union, basically, for people that are disabled people and people that are, have illnesses and stuff like that. Say, for example, people in wheelchairs. A lot of employers won't take people on who are on wheelchairs or on crutches and stuff. Mainly, and it's not said about enough, but mainly the employers are afraid of them getting hurt or injured, etc. And of course, the government does nothing to help them. You're just kind of left in the dole to what, and it's unfortunate because a lot of these people too want to contribute to society and want to do something. 3 pints of Guinness, Jesus. You wouldn't want to be in Helsinki, because 3 pints of Guinness would be €30 just for 3 pints of Guinness. Yeah, it'd be €10 each. Yeah, £10. Like a lot of people too. Yeah, just actually another thing. A lot of people too in Ireland still say £10. Like I was in the shop one day, like last week, and the woman behind the counter said 10, like 10 instead of 10, like €10. It was like £10. Oh, at home, yeah. I was going to be like, oh, good. We'll try 3 pints at home. But yeah, the person in the shop was like £10, and you just kind of like to yourself, what, because it's euro and stuff like that, so you get confused. But a lot of people do it. Like a lot of people say £10 or £50 or like it's not even just older people too; it's younger people too. You hear say, so it's a weird kind of thing, but I suppose it means the same. It's money, What if you don't? You Misha, you should see Misha here. Because literally I don't go to the pub at all. I never went to a pub and drank in all my life. I never drank any alcohol, and I'm very proud of that, but never did. So, so I think you can say that I'm the least social person imaginable. Also, give me 2 seconds. I just have to run downstairs. Actually, I went to the toilet, I have something I just need to do downstairs, and I'll be with you literally in about 5 minutes. No, not 5 minutes, barely, probably 3 minutes at most. So 2 seconds. I'm back again, sorry. Just went for a quick toilet break and I done the thing I needed downstairs. So apologies for that. Yeah, but not so much nowadays. You'd be surprised. It's like literally in public parks now that people usually like. Excuse me, young people usually meet because the drink is too dear in the pubs and stuff in the restaurants. Where was I? Sorry. Oh yeah, Punt was in Bedford in 2000. I was born in 1996. Early memories of punt at the local post office. Yeah, but people, not even the punt, it's pound. Well, I suppose they would have said pounds for punts. Obviously, I'm a bit, too boomer. Not boomer, but what, Gen Z, I suppose, yeah. Heavy metal, like, yeah, join the, like, go to Finland, yeah. Because would you be surprised? They're very quiet people in Finland. But they like the heavy metal bands. They have the most heavy metal bands per capita than any other country. Even though they're like literally the quietest people imaginable. Like, like barely can get 6 words out of somebody in Finland. Um, um, so you would fit in well in Finland. Like, they're still to this day like heavy metal. They love the heavy metal. Like, I don't know if you remember the Eurovision back about 3 years ago, something like that, maybe 4. I don't know if anybody remembers. Like, they won the Eurovision that time. It was some big heavy Finnish metal band. Like, yeah, I don't know what they were, but they were insane. I vaguely remember. I don't know what year that was, but it was sometime recently enough. Yeah, like that long hair, and they were just totally insane with the guitars and stuff. They were into that stuff, like literally in churches and stuff. They have heavy metal and stuff. Like, I kid you not. Like, I kid you not. Like in Presbyterian churches, like I actually kid you not, they actually do. I don't know if that's to do with their happiness and stuff, but. Also, what am I talking about? Heavy metal. Santa Marin's like song came out today. Actually, speaking of Santa Marin earlier on, what was it? Yeah, so yeah, a French band. We talked about this before, but basically they've done the official version of Santa Marin's song. I just show it. I can't play it unfortunately, but I show you what I'm talking about. I presume the fellow was here earlier on. I presume he's not here at the moment. He just kind of left. I think he got sick of me. Where am I? Sorry, here for a second. Where am I? Sorry, I'm trying to find this thing. Oh, it's here. My whole thing has changed here. It is. Where is this now? Your videos, show us history. Yeah, history. Also, my with the car came out too for the for Steam and stuff. Let me find this site. See, YouTube updated and they've changed a bit, like in terms of your home screen and stuff. I can't see my subscriber list anymore, which is a nuisance. Like, they shouldn't have done that. Like, took away your subscriber screen. Don't know why they did that, but if I can find it, that would be another lovely thing. Of course, ads too. A couple of oranges. Yeah, orange is supposed to be good for you too. Give me a moment, sorry, Evan. I presume you can see my screen. Just Yeah. So so the official music video came out for. So this is a French band who they've done a song dedicated to the former Finnish Prime Minister Sanna Marin. So that's pretty much up there. So that came out today. Now Sanna Marin's only featured at the end. Spoiler alert, but yeah. But yes, they've done that. So that was something else. You can actually classify them as a rock band too, like and stuff. Oh, there you are. I don't know if you could see that. I presume you could. I could see it on my screen. So. Um, we're speaking Irish now. We're speaking Irish. That's square again. It is hard. Like in Finland at the moment, if I was in Finland, it would be 11:30. So it's pretty much at 10 o'clock. It'd be there, like New Year's Eve, basically in Finland. So there you go. So basically another while yet before it comes to Ireland. Like it comes, it's like just going to turn up. What am I looking for here, sir? Give me a moment, sorry. See, that's the worst thing when you're like trying to respond to messages and um, trying to do everything, I suppose. But, yeah. Like I seen a documentary too. Actually, I don't know if it's a documentary. It was just somebody doing like a video of it, but I think they were following Irish people in Australia, like documenting stuff. I don't know. I can't remember. I see that. What the fuck is this? Give me a moment, sorry. See, this is the worst thing about being on YouTube. Stuff just pops up, and you have to kind of look at it to see what's going on. Yeah, yeah, you're woke. But yeah, no, they won it with that big heavy man. Like Cha 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 should have probably won it. Was that this year? Cha Cha Cha? No, that was last year. Sorry. Yeah, Cha 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 was last year. Like a lot of people were waging that they didn't win it. They probably should have won it. Cha 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 was actually probably a decent song. And that was another heavy metal thing, just to say too. Like, I don't know if that'd be classed as heavy metal, but that was pretty much heavy metal. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. But Alden will be in the Eurovision this year, so we will win it. And also, we can't mention about the thing that we sent to the Eurovision. So I don't think we can judge any countries on our. We can send Dustin the talkie from now on. Like I would rather actually send Dustin the talkie from now on. I think Dustin done a good job that time he went to the Eurovision. I just think about it too that Alden said the talkie to the Eurovision. Like it's a bit of a joke when you when you think of it. Like I don't think we want to win it. Like we should just send my lovely horse. We win everything. My lovely horse running through the fields. I wouldn't be surprised that actually would win it. Like my lovely horse. Like if somebody literally just went up and started singing and dress up as priests. Yeah, like, but yeah, like that was quite embarrassing sending a talkie. So, a sock, kind of too. Not even a talkie, a sock, kind of. You know where you stand. But yeah, at least with the talkie, you know where you stand. We send me home out with the Eurovision. That's what we do. Send them away. Who's Dust now? That's a long story. But basically, it's like a fucking talkie thing. He's a talkie thing. But yeah, I get your picture on the phone just to show you. But yeah, Alan actually said this thing to the Eurovision. This thing. Like they actually said this thing to the Eurovision. Like not many children nowadays know what Dust and the Talkie, but I used to watch when I was younger too. Like that yoke. He's 27 years old. Yeah, that would be about right. Yeah, 1988. Wait, Darcy, there's another fuck. Excuse my language. Looks like Boris Johnson. Maybe he was Boris Johnson. Maybe have you ever seen Boris Johnson and Dustin and Talkie in the same room? I think not. It's all like we have our answer now. It's Dustin the Talkie, it's Boris Johnson. There we go. Problem solved. It sent them off to the Eurovision, the mustard also. I think they just sent them off the shits and giggles. Like, let's be fair, the Irish government. First of all, it'd be a miracle if we could fucking do it. Like set up a Euro. If we did win the Eurovision, it'd be a miracle because there's no place to have it. We just send everything. Dustin the Talkie. No, not really, but I know who you're talking about. I couldn't tell you if it didn't. Like, there was a thing like with piglets. I don't know if you remember this. It was like Piggly, or something like that. Does anybody remember that? Maybe I'm just old and I don't remember. But it was something like that. Like it was an Irish kind of thing. Like it wasn't in Irish, but it was an Irish thing. It was on radio television. Now on radio television. See, people often give doubt to me in videos for just like literally saying the whole thing for RTE instead of saying RTE. I say radio television, which is basically the old way of saying what RTE stands for, radio television, for radio and television, and obviously and being Ireland. Now on radio television. Piglet, there was a P. I don't know what. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Yeah, well, back then maybe it was reliable. When they used to play the national anthem stuff, that was peak OT. Nowadays we just have shit. Like you think they would bring back the national anthem, but they wouldn't even do that. They get how to do anything. What was it called? Piglet. Oh, Jacobs. Yeah, Jacobs. The federal. Does anybody remember this? This thing, Jacobs. Yeah, in 2003. This is when I was born. Yeah. Does anybody remember this? Like, that's what was taken off. Did anybody ever see these yokes? McCallan, yeah. No, we're not getting a new. There you go. Swing Gate. Oh no, not Santa Mount. But did anybody remember these? Jacobs. Like I remember watching those. It's pretty cool. They were actually pretty cool stuff. Like they were actually Irish programs for Irish people. Imagine that. Nowadays we don't produce anything that's fucking godforsaken country. No, Jacobs. Jacobs affection for Piggly. Piggly, yeah. That's the name of him, yeah. Piggly Wakers. He hadn't released them. But no, did anybody ever see this? Oh, you remember them? You remember them. At least I'm not the only one that's psycho. I'm only joking. Because I think people thought I was being psycho there because I don't think people. I couldn't remember the name of it. Because I couldn't think. I didn't think it was Jakey's. I was like Piggly. Like, you remember I said Piggly there? So I thought it was going psycho for a second because I couldn't remember. It's Jacobs, yeah, and Piggly. They have 26 episodes. Oh, now look at this. This is like, look at this. Like the BBC, like the British Broadcasting Company. Look when the last time they aired it. 2011. 2011. That's the last time they put it on. 2011. Look at this, BBC. The British Broadcasting Company. Disgraceful. 2011. Look at this. That's disgraceful. OT probably never heard it in 700 years, so I probably shouldn't say anything. What am I telling you? You're backwards looking at your sovereignty. And also the TV show Why too. I used to love this show, like Why. I don't know if you probably remember this, Aaron, only, but I used to love it. Like Why in 2009, so fucking mighty cool. Like OT never produced anymore with the fucking fuck them. It's disgraceful. Where is radio television? Yeah, it was made in Ballyfermot, yeah. Fucking radio television. Like, I never found out why they didn't air anymore, or why they didn't make any more. Like, did anybody ever hear why they didn't make any more? Because I was actually pretty upset when they didn't make it. Like, when they didn't make they made a spin-off. BBC made a spin-off called Little Why and stuff. It's basically just fucking shit. It's the same as the new Thomas the Tank. I don't know if anybody's seen the new Thomas the Tank. Like, it's just cringe. And don't get me started on Postman Pat and Fireman Sam. Like, we're just talking about children's shows. What am I looking for? But no, did anybody ever hear about why they didn't make any info? Like, did they go bankrupt or something? So I never actually heard. But yeah, look at this nowadays for Fireman Sam. Years ago, there used to be only Penny and Elvis and Sam, and now there's extra characters. And they have fucking helicopters and stuff in a small town and stuff. Like, they literally have helicopters. And they actually have their own police now, too, in it. Like in Fireman Sam. It's actually quite crazy. Like, this is what Fireman Sam used to be back in the day. Just this. And now they have just... It's just, like, it's not even that, too. It's just totally fucking brainwashed. Let's put it that way. Like, it's not even woke. It's just totally brainwashed. Like, it's just, you know, like, it's only a small town. That was always, and now they have a big helicopter and, you know, loads of fire engine stuff. Like, for small, like, you know, it's just crazy. And it's just dumbed down nonsense. The same with Thomas the Tank. When you see the Thomas the Tank, I'm going to show you here. Like, I think the people who made this new episode of Thomas the Tank should be charged with war crimes. Because the old Thomas the Tank episodes used to be cool. Like, you know, they actually did something. Like, they actually taught you lessons and stuff. Like, this is the Thomas the Tank of nowadays. Like, this is the Thomas the Tank. Like, it's children. Like, basically it's for babbies. Like, quite literally babbies. Like, that's the Thomas the Tank nowadays compared to the old Thomas the... Like, it's just all, like, fucking babyish shit. Like, look at this. Like, look at this compared to the old Thomas the Tank. I know such a thing to be talking about on New Year's Eve. Where the fuck is the old Thomas the Tank? Like, look at this compared to this. Like, somebody should be arrested for that. Like, WB, like Audrey, the person who made it, the Reverend Audrey, would be up, like, would be spinning his grave. If you knew about it. If you're still around, oh no. Like, I've already had too much. Like we had leftovers and stuff, which is fucking too much. I've been eating over the last few days. Perdele. Fitto. My God. Eat. Eat. Yeah, well, he narrated a lot of episodes, Ringo Starr, but he was a good narrator. Like, Ringo Starr done a good job. Unfortunately, Britt Arnkoff, like the person who we mortgaged their house, etc., to have Thomas the Tank, unfortunately died last year, wasn't it? Yeah, you can't say that now. Like, nowadays, he's not even called the Fat Controller. It's so top and hat to you. Like, they won't even call him that because it's just fucking woke shit. They won't even call him the Fat Controller. Like, you have to refer to him as so top and hat. Yeah, like Britt Arnkoff, like, she was an amazing person, Britt Arnkoff. Like, she would mortgage the house, etc., just to have Thomas the Tank, like, to have it become a thing. So only for her, it would never probably took off. And she took a risk too, and by we mortgaged her house, etc. But I don't think she would be happy with the current state of Thomas the Tank. I know we're talking about Thomas the Tank on New Year's Eve. Imagine saying that to somebody. You know. How did we even get here? Like, how did we start talking about this? Did anybody know? Like, how did we get talking about this? Like, how did we get here? You know, because sometimes I just wonder, how did we get talking about these things? I don't even know. Jesus Christ, I don't know myself. I think it's just the old man shouting at the clouds. That's what I think it is. Do you get that with Simpsons weapons? Hey, backwards looking at you, sovereignty. Yeah, Donald and Douglas were great. Edward was always good, but nowadays they portray Edward as an idiot. Like, years ago, he was supposed to be wise, telling people, you know, giving them advice and stuff. Nowadays, it's just fucking. He's turned into an idiot. $1 billion question. Yeah, that's the good question. It's the same thing with Santa Man. How did we get there too? But yeah. I could have went on, just to say earlier on for people that were here, I could have went on talking about Santa Mountain, but it would have been a long story to go on. I would have probably never shut the fuck up for an hour or so. So I don't think people wanted to listen to that on the New Year's Eve. So that's the only reason why it's that. So if you wonder. And because I thought your man, no offense to him, but I thought he was making fun of me a bit. I suppose in that regard. You know. Like, he's entitled to his opinion, of course, but I thought he was making a bit of fun of the situation and stuff. So. No, we're not doing that, Gordon. No, what do you think this is? This is not Twitch. You know, go on to Twitch. Like, this, literally, we could probably put up Twitch here, and there'd probably be 900 of them doing it. Like, you don't need any porn website, just go on Twitch. Like, that's quite legit. Like, some of the stuff you see on Twitch and stuff like that, I haven't used Twitch literally nearly at all this year. I think I got my Twitch recap, and I was probably only on it for about an hour all this year. Like, I basically don't watch Twitch, and I lost interest in it. Like, Twitch is just gone. It's just fucking brain rot. Like, at least YouTube, it's decent, but obviously Twitch is good for gaming and stuff. Yeah, it can get confusing. Only Logans know or not. But see, the worst thing with OnlyFans, I talked about this many times. A lot of young girls, particularly as soon as they come out of college, or no, even going to college, straight away they're just like, "I'm going to set up an OnlyFans." It's like they're degrading themselves for like just for money and stuff. Um, it is worrying. It is very worrying to see because there's so many. Like I think I seen a report there from the United States. Like a lot of girls, like going out of high school, what do we call in America, a lot of them are considering starting OnlyFans, like to go on to college and stuff to pay their college tuition. Um, and that's obviously worrying too because there won't be as many women in the workforce in terms of like jobs, actual jobs, like going out and working. You know, so it's very worrying, but it does pay off for a lot of women, particularly because I've seen like literally there was one Irish creator. I don't know if you've seen it in the Irish Times or the Irish Independent. Sorry, like she from Ireland, from Dublin, I think some part. And she set up an OnlyFans within 24 hours. She had 24K or something like that, which is insane. Like in 24 hours, she had 24K. Like think about that, 24,000 euro in 24 hours. Like there's people literally that don't even have that in a year's salary, or even 2 years' salary. It's insane. Yeah, it's just gross. I don't know why people would degrade themselves. It's not even just it's themselves. Why would you degrade yourself so much for the money and stuff? I don't get it. I wouldn't do it, but uh, you know, I suppose I wouldn't really blame them too in a way because it is like they get a lot of money for it. If that makes sense compared to doing an only job, stacking shelves and stuff. I can see why in that regard, but you know, you have to live like I've seen something too, like just like I probably will do a video talking about it at some point. But it's to do with deep fakes. Now you probably have heard of the deep fake things. But there's such thing as deep fake porn and stuff like that. People would like just take people's heads and put it on porn and stuff. And it's awful stuff. Particularly for young women on social media. I've seen it. There was a YouTuber, I think she was from France. Um and she had a good bit of a following. Like she had about I think nearly 40, 50,000 followers, a good lot of people. And she was just being bombarded by deep fake porns of her, you know. And she had to basically get off YouTube and stuff because of it, because she was just constantly being harassed, like with deep fake, like that. She wasn't even in the porn industry either, but she was being harassed by deep fakes of her doing porn and stuff like that. Insane, and of course, sending to her friends and family and stuff. And it pretty much ruined her. I don't think she ever to come back to YouTube again. Um, but it's not that it does have real well consequences for her too, because she's going to college and stuff, and YouTube's kind of a side hustle for her in the meantime. Um, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's happening because these deepfake AI stuff can just be generated within 10 minutes. Like it's insane. Like a whole lot of that stuff like that. Santa Mao, yeah. Santa Mao is becoming the new president of Santa Mao. Said, do you know what I'm talking about? In Italy. It's soon New Year's in Finland. Belgrade. And just to say, my winter cow has come out too. So there you go. The life of Wiley. Oj man draw me Yeah, like companies are just literally firing so many people. Like the one thing I don't want to go on to be is an artist or a designer or an editor because AI is pretty much taken over that space. Like if I went on to college, say for example now in the morning, and went on to do design or like do like things like that, design and architecture, like you're basically been done out of a job, like designers and graphic designers and stuff, because AI is pretty much taken over it. Like Amazon's getting rid of so many people too, like people that work in tech and stuff, because AI can do it, and AI is scary because it can take so many jobs, particularly that kind of jobs. Actors too, yeah, but not to this own extent yet. Actors, but more the computer programming and stuff like that. Not so much actors yet, but it is happening. I've heard of things, yeah, but not so yet because it's not that advanced yet for actors. But it's getting there. Yeah, I seen that. Greta Thunberg coding that too. I don't know why, but she did it anyway. So fair enough. Though. We see what happens because in Finland at the moment they want to bring her up on charges, new charges, when she was arrested over in Helsinki for resisting arrest. I think or resisting an officer without violence, something like that. But I don't know what the prosecutor agree with it. Oh yeah, it was wild. I don't know what I don't know was he here before. I don't think he ever was here before, as far as I know. But I thought he was trying to make fun of me a bit. That's like up. But I meant no disrespect to mine. Um, he's entitled, of course, he's entitled to ask questions. I'm not saying he's not entitled to ask questions, but just the tone, I suppose, he took on a few questions. I thought he was a bit rude in terms of that, but he's entitled to be. Yeah, like the police told her to move. Like basically, she was in the middle of the road blocking traffic, and the police instructed them, like what they would use here, the Public Order Act in Ireland. They would use the Public Order Act to disperse, to leave the area, or to get to the sidewalk and stuff. And she wouldn't do it, so the police had to arrest her. And basically, they had to lift her up and throw her into the police van, basically. But she could face consequences there if they do go ahead with it. Because they actually are seriously considering bringing charges against her for that. And that could actually be imprisonment, like for a month or two. But it depends. We see what happens. Yeah, like in Trafalgar Square, yeah, she got arrested there. But she wasn't, like, I don't know what she was charged originally in Finland, but they wanted to charge her with that now. Whatever they call not obeying police instructions. I think that's probably what she was charged with. Oh, no, wasn't that under the Terrorism Act that she was arrested in the United Kingdom for Hamas and something around Hamas stuff? Actually, speaking about Finland too, I don't know if you told the news, but a Russian ship was seized by the Finnish authorities, like boarded by the Finnish authorities, by the Coast Guard and by the Finnish Marines. An underground cable was cut between it and Estonia. Telecommunication cable. So we see what happened there, but it seems to be the same case what happened before. That the ship literally was just going with its anchor literally into the sea, like literally into the depths of the ocean, and just dragging it along the depths of the ocean. I don't know what's wrong with these Russian captains. If they could not have noticed that they had the literally anchor, like literally dragging the anchor along the sea. Surely they must have noticed. Yeah, but I presume I highly doubt it wasn't intentional. Because it's the same with the last thing that happened with the Eichner, but they were let off because it was outside Finnish territory, and the Finnish constitution and the law doesn't apply. But definitely no captain, like no right-minded captain, would be like, yeah, I leave my anchor and just drag it along the sea. Like no reasonable person to do that. So. Yeah, like there's no way. Like when you're dragging an anchor across the sea, there's no way you're not doing. Support Shamrock Rovers. See, like as you say, there's no Irish, like there's no cavan teams. But I'm just seeing the live picture from Helsinki at the moment. There's a live cam. You know the way they have it for Tampa Bar here in Ireland. There's a live cam for Helsinki. You can see the fireworks and stuff. So I don't know. I keep fucking putting it that way. What can I do? Should I just hold it up? Just hold it up like a project. So we can have a look because there's literally only a few. Like they're literally setting off fireworks, and there's not even New Year's left. Like they're literally only a few seconds. Like you can see the top. It's a minute or so beforehand. Let's see, trying to show, just to have something to show. So this is the harbour. Like this is facing towards the Mannerheim Museum down that way. But yeah, they're literally setting off fireworks and not even New Year's yet. So they're jumping the gun a bit. And so that's the hotel. I don't know what hotel. I came out and I know of it. But yeah. So there you go. Jesus, in Dublin they barely have 5 fireworks. They'd be lucky to have 5 fireworks. Like they generally would only probably have 2 fireworks in the whole city. Because Dublin city council are too mean. Like look at that in the background there. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah. Definitely more action than would be in Dublin. Dublin fucking too mean. They don't want fun. You're not allowed to have fun. Interlocking for the Toad, yeah, the full Toad division. Yeah, we're setting up a division. But there we go. It's New Year's in Finland. It is 12 o'clock now in Finland. And in Estonia, yeah, Estonia stuff too. Will the Irish government ever stop scanning us? That's the main question. But yeah, there you go. It's not showing the harbour. Like it's literally showing everywhere else but the harbour. But there you go. It's New Year's in Finland. So it'll be soon New Year's here in about 5 million years. Yeah, and Estonia. I think Sweden too. Yeah, wouldn't it be Sweden? Yeah, Sweden would be New Year's. Yeah, it would be Sweden. Yeah, Sweden too. Yeah, it would be Sweden too. At 12, yeah. Probably, like over there, like here, it's a rural area. Like you're in the city and stuff. But no, but I'm talking about the official firework display. Like they do have one in Finland, like the official one the government sets up. Or the city council. Like in Dublin, it's just kind of people just set them off themselves. Like Dublin city council are fucking useless when it comes to actually doing something. But if you put up Irish flags, we're going to deal with you. You get what I'm saying? Like it's the government official one, like the city council one, like that one there, and has like there's still fire and fireworks. In Dublin, they barely set off 2, and then that's it. And then you listen to RT talk shit. You wonder why people don't go into the city centre for New Year's, and not to mention you could get fucking killed in the city centre. Yeah, like well, majority of us would be Catholic. Yeah, I'd assume there's probably a few people here looking. Just to say, anybody looking, please, get involved in the conversation. Don't be afraid just to say if you are here and you're afraid to get involved in it. Don't feel like we're going to shout at you. We're not that bad at people, I hope. But yeah, no. But if you want to say anything, Andrew, don't be afraid. That's all. We're here. We listen to you, and especially because it's going into the New Year, so don't be afraid at all to talk to me or anybody here. If anybody's looking, like, or if anybody just has us on in the background, just don't be afraid. That's the main thing. Yeah, there's actually a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the hub in Helsinki. In Dublin, there'll probably be only 5 people. In Cavan, they don't do anything. Like you think the council here would probably do something for New Year's, like New Year's, but they don't. They're too mean again. That's the main problem. They're just fucking too mean in a lot of cases. They wouldn't fucking do anything. Good for nothing. Excommunicated. You're barred from the church, pretty much. I don't think you can get married and stuff like that. But that thing that doesn't really exist nowadays, excommunicated. I think only the Pope can do that now. Like years ago was a bigger thing. But I don't think so. Yeah, it doesn't really happen nowadays. I think only the Pope can do that, like excommunicate you from the church. It happened years ago. I think years ago was just when the church didn't like you. They just get rid of you. Give me one moment. I'm getting a phone call. I have returned. What have I missed? Sorry, you. What are you saying? Really, just pissing off a bit. Yeah. What did you retract there, Gordon? What did you say when I was gone? Tell me. Um, your birthday's next week, Sean. Well, we have to kick you around the place. Tell me about it. Happy early birthday. We'll probably be live. When is the 5th then, actually? Is that not Monday? Yeah, that's Monday. No, it's what? Oh, the 5th, yeah. Yeah, that's Monday. Oh, I'm right. I'm not that slow. It's another shit. Excuse me. Come again, good so. But yeah, as I just want to say too, I've released 3 videos today if you want to have a watch of them at any point. One of them is very important, as I said. It's a big step for me, for a decision I've taken. It's kind of a walk into the unknown. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock here. It's 5 minutes past now. It's fucking 12:07 and I'm thinking. But yeah, I do appreciate just hanging out with me tonight. I know people could be doing 100 different things, so I do appreciate anyone sticking around tonight here. I appreciate it. Because pretty much the only thing I'd be doing is pretty much sitting here watching maybe a YouTube video. That'll be all. So it's better again to spend time with people, especially the community. We have a good community here, so it's good to spend a bit of time. And I do value this community a lot because it has made a lot of difference in my life, and of course, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to do to speak up against things and have a good community because we do have a good community. Because there's a lot of communities that are very toxic. And you can't say anything pretty much because basically you get shut down and shut up, and so it's good that people can have an open discussion about different things. So another 2 hours, pretty much. We probably won't be live long after 12 o'clock, but we'll be here for a while. And imagine Tony's the one always asking for long streams, and then the night I go long, like long stream, he's nowhere to be found. Like that's just typical Tony. And then next week will be then, come on, we want a longer stream. Basically. So he probably end up coming now just last minute. Like that's what happened. Wait, mark my words. You haven't gone out in a long time. I never went out on New Year's. No, I never actually. In all my life, I never was at New Year's thing. In all my life, literally, I was at St. Patrick's Day parades many times. I was at Halloween, out to Halloween. I never went to a Christmas. Well, I went to Santa Claus thing when I was younger, and stuff, but I never went to a New Year's thing in all my life. Never went to anything, anything for New Year's. New Year's is just kind of. I always kind of was at home and I watched a few things. Maybe when I was younger, I used to watch the fireworks in London around the world, the news. Nowadays, I don't care. I'm watching them on the side here, the ones in Helsinki, just to see, just for shits and giggles, basically. Oh, they're out and about. But yeah, no, when you're younger, yeah, of course. But it's good to enjoy your childhood because you just don't know, and it's something to look forward to. A young buck. I don't feel like a young buck. I feel like I'm 90. As your man was saying earlier on, you're an old fella. Wasn't that what he said? So I've been called an old fella now. Oh yeah, I know about that. But I should have. You could have told me earlier, and I would have went down and kicked him out of the place. I know it's soul. Yeah, you could say that. But I don't know what he said. An old fella. Yeah, because the people often said I go on like an old fella. But I don't think I go on like an alpha. I'm not that bad, I don't think. Hopefully not. Maybe in some regards. Because now the kids nowadays are like, oh yeah, man, this, that, and the other, man. Oh yeah. Hit me up, bro, and bro this, bro that, what are the other kind of slangs? Like nowadays kids just kind of say TDH and all that, TB tie, thing. They used to, instead of saying the words, they used to be doing, hello, Moon Hunters. How are we doing? How are we keeping? I'm assuming you're up in the clouds. You're hardly playing hardcore tonight. You go on like an artistic fellow. Well, that's lovely to know. But yeah, it would make sense that. Oh yes, the UFO guy. Just to say, because people wouldn't know who he is. But yeah, it's the UFO guy. 6'7". Yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't know where it came from too. The 6. Does anybody actually know where the 6'7" mean came from? Like I've seen people do it. Keir Starmer has done it. Sorry, Stalin. Sorry. But did anybody ever know what the 6'7"? Do you know Moonhunters where the 6'7" mean comes from? Because I don't know. I've seen people do it, but I never. Which it must have come from some video. I think some kid did it, and then again popped up. Yeah, I'm a boomer too, so 6'7", yeah. And then the Postman Pat movies became a meme too, for some reason. It's brilliant. Hello, Davey too. How are we doing? It is Davey's birthday today, so everybody's birthday today. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was some kid. I'm not sure what. We have all the moderators here tonight. They're all here to put manners on you. They've been all committing top crime. Bunch of basketball players in it. But I presume it was some kid. I'm not sure, but it's Brian Watt at his finest. Means nothing. What means nothing? Oh, the 6'7", yeah. That's what you're talking about. Good evening, Moon. Have you seen devices or retro games packed on? No, whereabouts is this? So yeah, how is she calling? Any UFOs tonight, Moon Hunters? Sorry, I'm dying. But any Moon Hunters, any fucking aliens, sorry. Any aliens or UFOs? Hello, moderators. So you're trying to get on the good side of the moderators. You've committed too much thought crime. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Sean, yeah. I wore it out. Literally, and guess what? I tell you a story. Do you want to hear a story? I'll show you now. So, literally, I went out for about 5 minutes. Literally, the other day, I went out for 5 minutes. Right. I went out for 5 minutes. I said I'd go for a walk, right? And then I was like, oh, should I do a video instead of doing it here, something different? And then, guess what? As soon as I went out, literally, it was only about maybe 15 minutes out. And I didn't go anywhere out the rest of the day or the day, that morning. But as soon as I went out, Davey came along. And he dropped off a present for me for Christmas. Another book. So there's not going to be a review of this one now, just to say. But as soon as I went out, literally, I was here all morning. And then as soon as I leave to go out for 15 minutes, he comes along and he brings me a present. And then he disappears. Disgraceful. But, thanks, David. I was actually looking at a good bit of it. There's actually photos I never seen before. Between, obviously, the emergency being the Second World War in Ireland. That there's photos I haven't seen before. And I was reading up on it. And I didn't know, actually, just one thing off the top of my head. I didn't know the Irish Army had tanks, in the Second World War. Swedish tanks, 1930. The 1930s, sorry, the mid-1930s. I didn't know the Irish Army had tanks. Imagine we had tanks in the 1930s, but we don't have any tanks today. So, yeah. So we had Swedish tanks. There's Swedish tanks. But imagine we didn't have tanks. We don't have tanks today, but we did in the 1930s. Make that make sense. I like ghosts and fairies. Like Danny Healy-Rae, in fairness, he goes on about fairies all the time. Must look out for it. Yeah, I don't know if it's a new book, but Davey got it for me. So thank you, Davey. I'm putting Davey in the spot here. But yeah, as soon as I left for 15 minutes, he comes along and gives me that. No, there's not really. It's all the military kind of. It's all kind of the military. It's not so much the Scottish, kind of. Yeah, it's all kind of the army. Yeah, it's not with the Gaudi photo. I can look, but I don't think so. There's not really anything. It's air called the Navy and stuff. Or maybe this. Yeah, there's no pictures of Gauds actually here. You can see them in the background there. I think they're Gaudi out there. Yeah, they're all Gaudi uniforms. I think that's the 1940s here. Gaudi uniform. Don't think there's any other. I think they're all kind of military kind of thing. Yeah, the Navy, the Air Corps and stuff. Air Corps have a lot more planes. Yeah, not so much the Gaudi, you know. A lot of military. Like, of course, there'll be a lot of military, but yeah, not many Gaudi pictures. Of course, I was studying this. I was studying this very extensively. Like, you would think when I show you this picture that it wasn't the World War II book. The Gaudi. Yeah, the Gaudo. Same thing. The Gaudi. Same thing. They do nothing. No. Yeah, that's what it is. There's only about maybe 2 pictures. The usual suspects. What are you saying? The usual suspects. But yeah, at least they could do it. Yeah, well, thank you, Davey. I appreciate it. No, Davey done a lot of work from particularly on the review for Hope and actually put it together for me. And I appreciate it. Yeah, it shows the note here. I just literally seen that there a second ago. Like, Sean, you wouldn't ask me what I was looking for. It shows about Belfast too. Like, there's an awful lot of weeding. I read a bit of it. But there's an awful lot of weeding, especially after weeding St. Mounds. But I try and find the North Strand bond. When was that? That was in 19 something. I'm probably missing a few things. Sorry. If I miss something, tell me. There's a lot of anti-aircraft, the old planes and stuff. This is Belfast. It shows Belfast, but it's not the North Strand. No, this is the North Strand. Yeah, that's the North Strand there. I keep mixing up. That's there. Yeah, it shows Belfast and stuff. The bombing of Belfast and stuff. And it shows about planes that were down to you and stuff. Like, there was a Nazi plane that flew over Ireland and crashed in Monaghan. Like, during the Second World War. No, all of them are kind of in colour. Yeah, all of them are kind of in colour. Some of them are kind of... But they're all in colour, yeah. No, they are all in colour. But, yeah, they're all in colour. Must get the book. I presume you can get it in Easons and stuff. Yeah, I presume you can get it in Easons. But you know what you should really get, Sean? You know, this is the book you should really get. Like, I'm out about the courage to lead. You know, you should get this, Hope and Action. You know, I think that's the book you should probably get. Like, this is the book that you need. This is the answer to life. You know, if you read this book, you get all the answers. So, oh yeah, Neve's not here. Neve is abandoning us. But yeah, this is the book you should get. Just to say to anybody, get this book. You know, shilling out. Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy to believe that I have 2 signed copies. No signed copy. You're not allowed it. That's where I got it. Yeah, so in cavan Easons, but I presume they're not Easons. But yeah, I have 2 copies of Santa Mountain's book now, did I tell you? The same time, like Sean sent me his thing. I got 2 signed copies. I got 1 English copy now and 1 Finnish copy, signed copies. So basically, it's just a Santa draw. She's taking a break. Oh, Neve is taking a break. I would probably just relax. It needs to be signed. Well, Jesus, I'm not going to give you one of my signs, I know. If she ever comes down and do what we get on tea that you can get one. But yeah, there must be signed. You have to be very particular about that. But yeah, look at this. Like, it's just Hope and Action draw. Word more signed, excuse me. But yeah, no, just the Hope and Action draw. You know, like literally, there's literally nothing else in the draw but Hope and Action. So there you go. The whole draw is basically just Hope and Action. Four books, yeah. And I'm supposed to be getting a German copy. So we see when that comes. Yeah, smuggling Santa books. Yeah, that's what we're doing. But yeah. Josh was signing. Quote from something. If I wonder who that could be. It could be any Finnish politician. Actually, speaking of Finnish politician, one of the true Finns has disappeared to Russia. He's gone off to see Putin. No, he actually is. He's literally claimed asylum in Russia, and has said that he's he wants to go and fight Finland. Yeah, he's going to fight. He's going to fight for the Russians against his own people. Mighty stuff. Guess what? I can guess a few things, but yeah. But no, that's what I'm saying. So when you talk about Quisling, like there's literally Quisling for you there. That true Finns politician, or a former true Finns politician. So, and he's literally like, I'm going to fight my own people. Like that's the main. That's the thing I can't really get over. Like he's literally like, I'm going to go and invade my own country. Like if it does come to that, that's insane. Like just come out with that statement. And especially you're supposed to be a true Finn, and so much. But yeah, he was in hundreds of thousands a year of debt, so that's why he left to go to Russia. In my opinion, anyway. But I think the evidence show that too. No, but it definitely would be counted as high treason, especially because he used to be a former MP, member of Parliament. So, but yeah. Yeah, well, he's off in Russia now, so he'll probably be sent off to Ukraine. Because there's many American people from America, like conservatives, and they wanted traditional values, because Russia says they have traditional values and stuff. But as soon as they turned up, they were sent to the front line, and a lot of them were killed. So that's just to put it straight to you. There's one American fellow, we went with his 2 children to Russia, along with his wife. And he was only there about a month or 2, and he was sent off to Ukraine, and unfortunately he's no longer with us. All because he said, Russia protects traditional values and stuff like that, family values and stuff like that. But it didn't work out well, because Russia used him basically as a propaganda tool. Like to say, an American's fighting the Russian army. But a drone blew him up, and that was the end of him. And these 2 children are now fatherless, and that's the price of war, I suppose. But yeah. But I suppose he believed them, and I suppose maybe for 2 months it did work out, but then they took him. But yeah, no, that's happened. There's been other people like that too, particularly Americans. It's happened to a lot of Americans. But yeah, like Russia just kind of used them for propaganda too. And then when they got killed, there was not a word said about them. Because I didn't hear Putin saying to them that, for the children and his wife that's left behind, I didn't hear Putin saying we're going to look after them, we're going to make sure they're looked after. There was not a peep said about it from the Kremlin to say, we're going to look after the children and stuff. But yeah. But no, he believed that Russia protects traditional values and stuff. But clearly that wasn't the case, because they sent him off to his death. And now his children are left fatherless, so it didn't work out. But regardless, the way I see the Ukraine conflict, as I said before, like the 2 sides are worse than each other. That's to be totally honest, because they're all kind of just determined to blow each other up, pretty much. And there's no benefit to anybody. Let's put it that way. But Russia fired the first shot, in terms of when they went into Ukraine, they fired the first shot. Whatever about pushing the Russians and stuff, maybe to a certain degree, in terms of expanding NATO, etc. But as I said before, particularly with Finland, and Sweden and stuff, the Russians kind of dug the wrong grave there, to be totally honest. Because I don't think Finland would have joined if Russia didn't do what they did. So it's kind of the consequence of their actions. But I know all about it. Yeah, I know all about it. Like they said they weren't going to include the Baltic states and stuff. I know all about it. But yeah, but still doesn't give Russia the right to go into somebody else's country. It doesn't give anybody the right to do it. Especially because it benefits no one. Like so many Russians are dying, so many Ukrainian people are dying, and it benefits no one. Like it's just more graves to be dug. That's to be totally honest. It's like nobody's winning at. Like people are losing their lives. Yeah, like taxis. Like in Cavan here alone, just on an only Saturday night or on Sunday night, you can't get taxis. The taxi drivers won't work because they're too afraid to go out. And I'm not surprised. It's too dangerous to go out with that, and people are not paying for it and stuff. Yeah, but it's for a lot of young women to be very dangerous. But what I say to people, if you are going out, particularly the next few nights or any night, always stick together, stick in a group. It's better to be in a group than on your own, as much as you can. Because that's the best way to be in a group instead of on your own and stuff. Because you're more vulnerable on your own, particularly women and stuff. I don't mean to say that, but just in case to look out for each other. That's the best thing. Especially if you're having a few drinks and stuff, you lose what you're doing, etc. But that's just my advice. But that's just my advice. You don't have to listen to that. But just to say, that's just my advice. Go with a few people. So at least you have somebody there if something happens, or if you fall. God forbid if you fall to the end of that. Because I can't tell you the amount of people who fell and stuff on night outs and stuff just because they were drunk and seeing double, etc. So yeah, give me a sec. So I'm just responding to comments and stuff. So, where was the time? I don't think he would. Which sorry? Well, sorry, I went on here, so I couldn't see. It was Adrian. Would you ever get in a drag? What? No, I understand about the Slovakia and stuff, like Yugoslavia, the former Yugoslavia Republic, etc. What NATO did there, etc. Like I'm not sitting here and saying NATO states, but Russia kind of brought it on themselves too, like Finland and Sweden joined that. Like they should never went in and started the war and killed loads of people. That's my point, and that's the way I see it too. Because it's senseless. It's not achieving anything. The only people who are getting rich by it is the Kremlin, the Russian industrial complex, and of course the United States military industrial complex, and of course the European Union. The people at the top, the only Russian, the only Ukrainian, the only European is not winning. That's what I'm trying to say. They're all suffering. As I said about that American fellow that went to Russia, like his children has no father. They have no father. They have no father. They have to live the rest of their life without the father. And his wife has to bring up the children on their own in a foreign land, like in another country that they don't know. So, and all because of what, really, in a way. Like, all because of really what? Because over a few provinces in Ukraine and stuff. Like, it's not really worth just the sheer amount of people dead. That's the way I see it from an Irish perspective. It's not worth the sheer just amount of people dead and dying and maimed and stuff, artillery and stuff. It's too much suffering. For literally things that majority of only Russians and Ukrainians, whenever regardless of what way it goes and stuff, it's not winning for them. They still have trauma and stuff. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Who's parking outside your wall? What? What's parking outside your wall? Sorry. You mean outside your house and stuff? Oh, you mean for New Year's Eve, probably. Bum, bum, bum. It is 10:30. Pogchamp. But yeah, is there any questions or anything for anything for next year or anything? Is there any questions anybody wants to ask? But yeah. So the other thing I want to say, I do hope to reach 2,000 subscribers next year, the end of next year, by the end of next year. So we'll see if we can do that. That's kind of like a goal for the year for the channel. So we'll see how we go there. We see. We see how we get on. Along with other stuff, of course. Yeah, good. Go on. I think we all know the answer, but. Oh, you mean there's a gate? Is that what you're talking about? Outside the wall. Oh, like you mean outside the wall of your house? So, like at your gate. Yeah, like they shouldn't be blocking people's gates and stuff. Can you take us to college? I have to get there first, so that's the thing. Well, not 3,500, but I hope to get 2,000. Just I never set a goal for a long time, but probably just this year for shits and giggles. You might as well. So I will say it in the community post tomorrow. Probably. I meant to say it in the video earlier on, but sure never thought of it. But yeah, we see how college goes anyway. As you know, I probably will be going to college. Probably after March, just after March. I will leave my job probably at some point at the end of March. Near enough the end of March. I don't know exactly. We have to work that out. I have to hand in my notice and stuff at the beginning of March and stuff. So we see, but it's unfortunate. But yeah. But yeah, so that's going to. So it's going to be a big radical change there. So the idea is to go to Cavan Institute, like for us, a course. It's like it's kind of a communication stuff kind of course. It's not like a course like a main subject. I'm not studying philosophy or anything like that. And then obviously go to Dublin, hopefully. And obviously, of course, then in 2029, go for the one. Yeah, won the country. No, we're not winning the country, but see what we can do in 2029. So that's the plan. We see where to work out. But of course, it's going to be a big change. It's a big change. It's really a big change. I never thought it would probably do it, but I think meeting Santa Marin, like straight away as soon as I met Santa Marin, I think my mind was made up. You know, about one in 2029 too. I think it was made up. I don't think anything's probably going to change that. To be totally honest, clip this and you can play it back in 2029. But I do think I'm very firm behind that, and we'll one in 2029. So it's just for the meantime. Keep me busy in the meantime. I think it should be like in my view. I've said in the video earlier on. I think it should be good. Like should try and take something good from that encounter and stuff, and do something good. Like try and do something good for the county and for the community, etc. In my own small way, as it says in the book. So yeah, Santa Marin can be blamed for that. So we're going to blame Santa Marin for all that. But yeah, we see how we go in terms of that. We have a long way to go, of course, into 2029 still. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so basically the college stuff, it's only basically to pass the time. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. As I don't know if you watched the video earlier on, it's kind of more expansionist what I said, etc. But it'd be something like that, kind of. But we have to get in. It's obviously in Cavan that they don't do them kind of courses for political. It's more in Dublin and stuff they do them. So you know, for the moment, it's only going to be minor courses and stuff like that in Cavan history. When I do go, and probably the end of March or so. We see how we get on, but it's only kind of minor courses, like in Cavan, and then go up to Dublin then eventually after a few months. Probably the end of next year or something like that. We see how that works out, but we see. We have to get into Cavan first before that. I hope so too, but I'm very determined that it's going to work out. I don't know. Yeah, we have one all on Saturday. Yeah, take Kevin. But yeah, it's nothing radical's happening until March. Let's put that way. It won't be to probably the middle of March or something like that when I probably be quitting my job anyway. So I'm still in my job for the moment until middle of March or so. And then we see after that. So yeah, go on, Gordon. So we see, but it's only going to be probably a part-time thing, like a part-time course and stuff. Funding for which the college and stuff. But I don't know about how that, like Dublin, obviously, of course. I don't know what's the story there. It's going to be probably a question about that. But the one in Cavan, it's not too deal and stuff like that. And we have enough funding without going looking for the government for it. But I don't know about the one in Dublin. There'd be no support, basically. What I'm trying to say. It's pretty much going to be the same in Cavan. There'll be no support, basically, given. As far as I'm aware, there'll be probably no support. It could be, but I could be wrong. But we see. Yeah, well, this is the thing. When you're a YouTuber like me, you have to remember, you won't get a job. Simple as that. You won't get a private job working in any place. You won't. Particularly with the reputation I have and stuff like that. I'm known as being a YouTuber and stuff. I'm not going to sit there and say nothing if I don't agree with it. Like I'm well known for that. And even just looking up my name, you'll find me straight away. So you have to remember that. So that's going to be a thing. But I'd be able to cope probably without it. So. But sure, I probably get the government to have to do something. And when the government, but they're saying, oh, we have so many grants for this and grants for that. And there's people coming here from India and stuff like that. And they're getting grants and stuff. So I presume I'd be entitled to more than Indians people. I'm sure that you would agree that there's people literally coming here from India never were here in their life. And they're getting big, huge grants. So I presume I'm entitled to, as an Irish citizen, some kind of grant. Now, I don't know, it'll be a big grant. It'll probably only €5. That's what you get. And you'll like it. You get €5 and you'll like it. But yeah. But no, I don't think I get a job. I don't think I'll be able to get a job. Mainly too because, again, my reputation. The people straight away, they can look up my name and they'll find out who I am. And they won't get employed. They simply won't. So yeah. But we see what happens. But yeah, but the cabinet she want to walk out. Yeah, I've pretty much have that walked out. But it's the one in Dublin I don't know. That's it. But we see. But I'm sure I'm entitled to something as an Irish citizen. Because I remember an Irish citizen, not anybody else. But sure, there'd be some kind of grants, probably. But anyway, we're pretty much, which is a good thing. We're pretty much independent, if necessary. We can go for a year or two without the Irish government support. I probably have enough money to kind of do that, which is a good thing. The good thing, but not drinking or smoking. You're able to put some money aside for that. So that's the good thing about it. So we should be able to handle it, but we'll see what happens. We're not going to worry about the money bit. I'm not even worried about that at all. But this, as I said, you won't get anything at all. I know by even going to employers, they won't take you on. Especially the reputation I have and stuff, they won't take you on. What's that? But see, that's the thing I was confronted with when I left secondary school. Do I go for the private sector, or do I go for the public sector? The civils or what I'm in. And I chose, and the other question was, do I continue to speak up about things, or do I stay quiet and just get my money, just get the paycheck, as they say? And I chose the other option. I'm going to shout as loud as I can, So that's what I did. And you pay for that, but I'm not really that bothered with it. Because that's the thing nowadays, that there's consequences to your free speech. You might not take it, but there's consequences. Like in your day-to-day life and stuff, like in terms of when you're looking for jobs and stuff, there's consequences for it. But I don't regret it 1 second. So that's the thing, but especially now with social media, it's employers look up people's names. Like that's how people find out. Like I know an employer, but he wouldn't probably take me on. But it wouldn't be my kind of thing, But he works he runs a restaurant. He's a manager in a restaurant. And the first thing he does when somebody hands in the CV, and he looks up their name online, and he sees, do they have a criminal conviction? Like, do they have it in the Anglo South? The local newspaper, to see whether they're ever in the Anglo South around for bad convictions, or what they're known for, the social media profile. That's what he does. You wouldn't be surprised, but that's what employers do nowadays. Like straight away, they look at your social media to see what you, and straight away, and a lot of them would know straight away who I am, and they'd be like, "No way!" They wouldn't even have to look it up; they know straight away who I am, and they'd be like, "No way." You get what I'm saying? Yeah. See you later, Saoirse. Thank you for all the support over the year. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your New Year's Eve, and have a good 2026. Did you see my question? Which question, sorry? Oh, about things. I don't even know what to say to you, Gordon, about that one. Let me tell you answer. I didn't see it, but I seen it there, but I don't know what to tell you about it. What do I say? Oh, it did show up. Yeah, it did show up, but I don't know what to tell you about it. I don't have an answer to your question, what I'm trying to say. Typical politician has no answers. Just yaps. But yeah. But I'm not worried about just to say about the college, but I'm not worried about the grants and stuff. I managed somehow, so it all work out as it. We should look at that's the whole reason why I'm an Irish citizen. You're entitled to stuff, especially because I've been working the last few years. I haven't been on the dole and stuff. I don't know what. I presume it'll be some kind of like Susie grant and stuff. That's what I'm talking about. I don't think it'd be the dole money, like a dole office. I don't want to go near it to be totally honest, but you have to do what you have to do, and that's the thing. I'm not going to sit and be in a situation I don't want to be in, because that's probably totally honest. I don't want to really be in my job anymore. Yeah, like I'm assuming there'll be some kind of small, like for Dublin, definitely there might be some kind of grant. But it probably won't be big, but do me rightly. It's not like I go out drinking and things like that. That's what I'm saying. I'll be able to sustain myself. And we do have savings. So we're very lucky compared to other people, because other people be out drinking every week. But thankfully I don't drink and I don't smoke. So yeah. So we have that to my advantage. But yeah, so we see what happens. Cavan won't be a big deal. If it is, it's only going to be about 200. It's something like that for a year, 200, or less than a year, like a course, and so it's about 200. So it's not that much. Or whatever about Dublin, it's probably 2,000 or so for a course, or something like that, or 3,000, something like that. I think that's what it is. But that's doable. But obviously, we won't be looking for a place in Dublin and stuff. I'll be going up and down on the bus from Cavan to Dublin. When that comes, I won't be going. I'm not going to. Even if I got a place affordable enough, I wouldn't stay there in Dublin. I don't want to be in Dublin. I want to get out of it as quick as possible. But yeah, it's a great thing to say about your capital city, but yeah, no, I'm not a Dublin. No, I don't want to be a Dublin. No, all fairness to the Dubliners here, but I grew up in the country and stuff, and I'd rather stay in the country. Stay in the country. Stay in the country. I object. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be literally scammed out of it, in terms of student accommodation stuff. And it's just not safe to be around Dublin. And I wouldn't enjoy it. So I'd rather just go up and down. Like, it's not that far away, too, at the end of the day. But I had to get the Cavan Institute first. That's the main thing. One second, sorry, just to reply to this. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, is there any questions around him? Because it probably won't affect YouTube too much. I say we'll be still fine. I say we can still battle on ahead. Because I don't, like, I have the option, I suppose. Let's put it this way. I have the option to kind of shut my mouth and say nothing and, maybe get a cushy number somewhere. But, I don't intend to. Let's put it that way. So to put it nicely. Because that's the thing nowadays about speaking out and showing your face, and particularly you have your name out there and stuff. It's different if you're an anonymous account and stuff. You can say whatever you want, pretty much, and nobody would find out, unless the Simon Howes gets his way. But that's what I'm saying. That's why a lot of young people particularly go on anonymous accounts and won't show their face, because it affects, the chances of getting employment, etc. And I suppose it's a double-edged sword. So you either, speak the truth or take the money, And I think I've chosen life, to speak the truth, and I don't think I'm going to go back on it. So, and I couldn't go back and even if I wanted to, because I'm in this situation now. So, definitely meeting Santa Mountain. Like, there's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Jesus, Gordon, I don't think I'm the elephant in the tower for that other question, but I think you have to ask the Pope. The Pope, I hardly know him. He's an American too, so you could hit him up. As the kids say nowadays. Hit the Pope up. Jesus. Oh no. That sounds a bit dangerous. But that was definitely my biggest achievement. If not in general, just in life, to be meeting Santa Mountain. Because it's like I did, I've said in the video earlier on, like I did doubt, like for a long time I kind of sat in it about going to college. Like I sat in it for a few years. Like I literally sat in it for about 2 years, 3 years, thinking about it. It was like, maybe I should, because everybody else went to college. Or tried it at least. It's no harm to try it. But I think it's when I met Santa Mountain, because we did chat, and not about, I didn't ask in particular about this, but it just in general about things, and I suppose different things. I suppose words of encouragement. That's the way to kind of put it. And I suppose that helped me a lot, and I suppose even to do with the local election coming up in 2029. As I said in the other video, I thought about the last election. I hesitated between. I do regret I didn't go. Now, looking back, and I do regret I didn't try it. But I am going to try in 2039. I don't think I change my mind regardless of what happens, unless I'm dead. I can't. Then I have to change my mind. But I generally think I think something positive should come from that encounter. That's what I take in it. And I think it would be good for a positive encounter, because that's to be hope in action, as to say. See what I done there, but yeah. But that's really what the book's about too, and I think the book really helped me too to make that decision. Because you have to take leaps in life. You can't just sit to the status quo. You have to kind of push the boundaries. You have to kind of just push yourself. And I suppose Santa Mountain story in general too has shown that to me particularly. Because nothing's ever going to come looking for you in life, like in terms of career opportunities or other opportunities. You have to go looking for them. And I suppose Santa Mountain's choice. She had to go fighting for her career and stuff like that. I'm not saying becoming prime minister on Taoiseach. I'm not saying that for a second, but you get what I'm saying. And sure, I might as well, because again, I'd be the first person, the same as Santa Mountain, surprisingly. I'd be the first person in my family ever to go to college or to go to a third level institution. So there you go. Like literally, I'm making history because not one, like in all my history of my family, of my side of the family, have ever went to college and stuff. Half of them didn't even go to secondary school, so I'm doing well in that. So there you go. So quite literally, like Santa Mountain. Like Santa Mountain was the first in our family to go to college. I'd be the first in my family to go to college. At least try it. I'm not saying I can get a big degree and stuff, but try it. So that's what life's about. Try it and see what happens. I think that's the main thing because you don't know until you try. There's no point living. I think Santa Mountain said it too in her book. There's no point living in regrets because to be totally honest, too many times I lived with regrets in life. And there's no point just living in regrets when I'm an old man in 80 and 90. I'd be like, oh, I should have done this and I should have done that. And, I should do it now. Like, you should. Like, it's different if I was sick and, not able to do it, but I'm still able to move around and stuff. So, and I suppose, too, the encounter, as I said in my video earlier on, I do think the encounter with Santa Mountain helped me a lot. I do think it gave me a lot more confidence and a lot more determination, as my counsellor has said. But I mean to say my counsellor, my local representative, was very upset about how I'm a bit more vocal than I was before. Nowadays, I'm just very fucking vocal. More than I was before, far more. Like you can probably notice just how I'm not more vocal. I'm not going to hold back, pretty much. that's going to be the thing. I'm not going to hold back. Whatever about before, I hold back a bit, but nowadays I'm not. I'm going to be very vocal about things, even more than before, like on another level. So for the politicians, for the local councillors here, it was it's going to be the end. That's what that way. But no, something positive should come from that encounter, and I do think the whole idea of the book too is to say take action. Do take action because there's no hope without action. Because let's be fair, cleaning the streets and stuff is important, of course, for the community. But you can't do that for the rest of life. Years ago, people did it, like in the council and stuff like that. But there's more opportunities now than there was years ago. Because years ago, so many people. My grandfather used to work on the council and stuff back years ago. Not his whole life, but for a good bit of his life. You get what I'm saying. So it's better to move and try and do something else, especially in the modern age. Because it was okay for years ago, but nowadays, young people shouldn't be kind of doing that kind of work. And especially because, again, the whole idea of this too, it's because of an argument with some of the heads of the council. Well, not so much the heads of the council, but associations associated with the council, basically. I talk about it eventually, but I basically do no volunteering nowadays. Since December 2023. Mainly over just a huge argument that happened. It could be, like, you could call it a scandal too, like a big, huge scandal. But yeah, it's a long story behind that. I will tell at some point. But I'm not happy with it, to be totally honest. I'm not happy with it. I do feel it was political, to be totally honest. I really do feel it was political. There was politically motivated, a lot of it. And not even that too. I do think it was, for particularly all the work, I'm not saying I should get medals. I'm not saying that. But particularly all the work I did, and you probably know about it when I talk about it. It make more sense what I'm saying to you, but I'm only giving you the brief version. That I felt very disrespectful in terms of something, and I was doing the best good of the county. That's the way I see it. But the people, the heads, they're not talking about the only people, but I'm talking about the people at the top. They didn't appreciate it. Let's put that. Even though I think I acted in good faith, and I done the right thing. I put the public's interest first, and I'd be the first person to say that because I did. So, and it's over that, and I feel very bitter. Still to this day, I feel very bitter about it. To be totally honest, and I kind of sat in it since 2023. It was, and I done a live stream that morning, talking when I was down there. It make more sense eventually when I talk about it. But it's the 25th, of December 2023. Like obviously it was going on a good while before that, but I just was like, have enough. But that's a bit totally answered. But yeah, so basically, in response to that, basically, I basically didn't know volunteering, so I haven't done any volunteering since then. I've done bits and bobs here, of course, for tidy towns and stuff. Well, tidy towns doesn't exist anymore, but yeah, I was very, very disrespected by one of the people, not a councillor, not an elected official. This is a person that's unelected bureaucrat. I talk about it eventually, make more sense of what I'm saying, but we're not taking out to go into all the detail. But yeah, so that's just the thing. Mainly, I don't feel that my efforts, like what I was trying to do and stuff, for the people of Cavan, not for myself, for the people of Cavan, I don't think it was appreciated. And I didn't get any thanks for it. That's the way I see it. Like, I'm not looking for medals and stuff, but I'm looking for a bit of appreciation from the heads of the council and stuff. Particularly because I'm, again, a very young person. There's not many young people who would go out and do like hundreds of thousands of hours of voluntary work. And I never expect any medals or money or anything, but it's the principle. I don't feel like in the principle there was much thanks given to me. And that's the way. And particularly, again, these are high up civil servants on thousands of euro a week. Like, and I felt they were looking down on me pretty much more than anything else. Like, I feel like they thought they were up here and they were talking down to me, and I didn't feel right. And not even that, too. I do think it was politically motivated, a lot of it, too. Because I think it would be a different ball game if I was, say, of a left ideology or an immigrant background and stuff. I do think it would be very different. So yeah, but I don't regret any of it. I made my decisions. I done the right thing. I made peace with that, and that's as simple as that. And of course, not being forced out or anything, but I'm leaving of my own accord. Hello, Sid. How are you doing? Very technical level, man. Yeah, no, it was just that I don't know. It's hard to describe, but I think it's just enough. That's the middle answer. Like I will one in 2029, and I showed evidence for that way. But yeah. Yeah, it wasn't even about that too. It was kind of like to do with that. It's hard to describe, but I try and I say a bit about it. It make more sense eventually when I tell you the whole story about it. But basically, there was a place. I don't know if you ever hear of Anna Lake or anything. Oh yeah, we talked about that later on, but I presume it's like, let's be fair, another party. There's been so many parties at this stage. The whole place is full of parties. But I don't know. I think he's not going to come of anything. Basically, I don't think so. Maybe we see what happens, but there's too many parties. In my opinion, it's up to only people to take responsibility for the state of the country, because I don't think parties are the way forward. Excuse me. But did I ever tell you about Anna Lake and stuff? But yeah, basically, it was the same as your phone said there. I was asking for equipment and stuff. And there's a lot more to it. There's a huge amount more to it than that. But yeah, I was asking for the toilet paper too, because these are public toilets. I used to look after them on the side. To do it for the public interest, because I was asked by members of the public to take on to try and stop, because at the time it was just absolute dreadful what was going on. So this is about 3 or 4 years ago now when I first took on. So basically that Christmas morning when I live streamed, I don't know if you remember, in 2023, sorry. Like I used to go and clean the toilets and stuff like that, but I didn't get the equipment. The council I always asked for the equipment, I never got it. So what that meant, I had to pay it out of my own pocket for it. And it was all a big argument over that, basically. It's not so much the money, because I'd done it for 3 or 4 years, but it was the fact of the matter was always said that the money, not the money, but the equipment would always be given. So basically I was always given assurances for months and months and months, for nearly 3 years. I was given assurances, yes, we'll get you equipment in 2 months' time. We'll give you equipment then. And I was always kind of winking them up and asking, can I get the equipment? Even asking people, and stuff like that in the council and stuff. But it wasn't even the county council. It was another organisation under the county council. It was an organisation contracted by the county council. It wasn't under the county council. It was a contracted crowd that was over the area that I was doing. That wasn't the county council, but the county council were funding them. So it's a big just fucking money, big rigmarole. But anyway, so yeah, for about 3 years I had to fork it out of my own pocket, and we're talking about thousands. So, and I didn't keep any receipts. I never wanted the money back. But it was more the principle of the thing, because the only thing I asked in return for because it was a lot of money at the end of the day, and the last time I done it was the 25th of December, 2023, and there was a Christmas swim. There's usually a Christmas swim down in Anna Lake on Christmas, and I went down and I cleaned up and made sure everything was white for that. But yeah, I done a live stream that morning. I don't know if you remember. It was I literally went down at 4:00 in the morning. Didn't get, again, as I said, I wasn't getting paid or anything. It was out of my own pocket, the toilet paper and all that, out of my own back pocket. And I went down to that time and done a live stream, and basically just was totally done. I knew myself I was totally done with it, because the thing about it was this time, particularly in 2023, just late 2023. I went to a councillor. I went to one of the councillors and said it to them that I was promised many times that something would have been sorted. And this was during the summer in 2023, about June or July 2023. And I was pretty much assured, and she, like the councillor herself too, rang up and said, "Oh yeah, we have the equipment there by Christmas. We have all the toilet paper, everything you could need. We would have everything there for you, so you won't have to pay it out of your own pocket and stuff." But that never happened, so that's why I was just said, "Fuck it, I have enough of it." Because I was too many times for over 3 years at that point. I was told, "Yeah, next month or this date," and it always would come and go, and never anything was ever sorted. So pretty much was left for me to pay it out of my own pocket, and it wasn't that. And I did look for some of the money back and stuff, but the main thing I wanted to and had asked for, even though again for 3 years basically I'd done it myself. I asked very reasonably, could I take over the area under the county council, because I was getting paid by the state. Like in return for the money that I spent, I would happily do it for the county council to look after, because I'm still getting paid by the government, so it doesn't make any difference. But it's just that I would have to be assigned to down there. But yeah, they wouldn't do that. So that's how the argument all started. Not that I wanted the money back. I was just saying in lieu I would do it. But it would just have to be changed, the area that I operated in. But yeah, but as I say, it was not the councillors. I don't blame the councillors or the TDs. Because all of them were involved. Like every one of them was involved. So all the councillors were involved. All of them knew about it. And when it did become a big, huge thing. But yeah, so I wasn't very happy with that. Because I spent probably 5,000 on it over them 3 years. It was a lot of money. And of course, never got the money back. Still to this day, I never got the money. I don't care about the money. I couldn't give a shit about it. But it's more the principle. Because what I was told in response when I asked, could I be put down there? Basically, I was told by high-up civil servant on €1,000 to go and work for nothing. Basically, we will insure you to do it, but we won't pay you to do it. Basically, you go down on your own hours and do it yourself, basically. But we won't pay you to do it. We won't, give you there was no word about when they were going to give me the equipment. Because even if I took that deal and stuff like that, but I still would have had my job outside of that, but I still would have had to do it in my spare time. But it wasn't even that too. It was the disrespect, I think, that somebody on €1,000 or so or more a week. It was disrespect. That's what I think of that. So that's how it all started. And pretty much I've waged about it for a long time. But it died down a lot. Of course, it's over 2 years now. But we did there was concessions made over other stuff, but not the money I wanted was given back. But there was other things given in return. But not that I wanted, and I suppose the response I got too when I first asked. Because again, I'd done it for 3 years basically on my own without any assistance. The only assistance I got from the local authority and stuff, and particularly from this group that was over. It wasn't the county council, it was another group that was contracted with the council, but still at the end of the day, the council were paying for it. The only thing they would do was lift the rubbish and stuff, but I had to pay for the toilet paper and all the cleaning stuff myself. And as I say, it was maybe 5,000 or more. I never kept any of the receipts because I was always assured that, yeah, it would give us a month or two and we have the equipment and stuff. You wouldn't have to pay for it. And basically when I started it, I was like, oh, yeah, give it a month and they have the equipment. I didn't. But then again, it turned into 2 months, and then it turned into 3 months. Then it turned into 5 months, and then a year, and so on and so forth. And particularly with that civil servant saying to work for nothing, after me, like hundreds of hours working for nothing, especially down there, like paying for that in my own pocket and stuff, and to be met with that insult, um, you know. And I sat on it, and basically since then I never done any work, voluntary, like because I wouldn't satisfy them. It was that, to be told the truth, because I do feel my kindness was being taken advantage of. And it's not that I'm looking for the money. It's not. I couldn't give a damn about the money. Um, the money can come and go. I don't care. It's more the principle, and that's what I'm really, really annoyed about. And particularly because again, I went and done it on my own accord, in the public interest, because people came to me saying, "Could I do something about it?" And I didn't want to sit there and stand and wait for 500 years for something to be done. And that was the main thing. I was thinking about the public interest, and that's as simple as that. Now, there's other stuff I could say about it, but yeah, the good story about it is supposed to come about it. That's the only reason why I decided to go to Finland then on my holidays and stuff, because I wouldn't have went beforehand, because this mindset I was in before, particularly when I back then, like every second of my day was pretty much taken up with voluntary work. Apart from my work, and then after I come home and stuff, I used to just spend hours doing work and stuff, unpaid work and stuff, and you know, I didn't feel appreciated, and that's to be generally honest with you. Not by the only taxpayer, but I'm saying by the people at the top. And I'm very bitter about that particularly, because this is a high up person. This is not just an only grunt. This is someone that's very, very high up, that said it. And I'm not happy about it, to be short answer. So, yeah, that's why I haven't done anything, because I was so spited by that, by that issue. And it was a big, huge thing at the time. Like, it was big, huge. Everybody in the council was talking about everybody, quite literally. Because nobody could believe that that's what was said in response, like, from me. Because the only thing I asked in return, could I be put down there, and I would do it for the county council. And I didn't ask, I said in return of what I spent, because I didn't have any receipts and stuff, of course, but I did do it. Like, I wouldn't be saying it if I didn't do it, but I did do it, and loads of people have literally people to back me up and said to do it. And the people who literally said originally for me to go down to do it and to ask me to do it, like, all of them know it, and all the councils know it, but I wouldn't be going and saying I did it if I didn't do it. But yeah, I even met people. There's so many people who could say that was there and stuff. But yeah, no, I felt very slighted about that. I never said anything about it. But I felt very slighted about it. And I do think I still think to this day I done the right thing and what I did, because I put the public. I wasn't thinking about myself. I wasn't thinking about any medals. I wasn't thinking about anything like that. I was just thinking about the public interest in terms of public toilets, particularly the public toilets at Anna Lake and stuff. I was only thinking about that. That's all I thought about. It wasn't that I was thinking, "Oh, I'll get a big job out of this." I never thought of that. Never came to my mind. It was only solving the public, and I think that was and I done the right thing. I don't regret spending the money, but it's the fact of the matter, the response I got in return, like when asking for that simple thing, which I know people could argue, they didn't have to and stuff, but basically I've done all the hard work for them. But unfortunately now it's left to what? So all my work was basically for nothing, which is a sad thing to say, and especially a lot of the roads and stuff that became hellholes across like this part of Cavan, because there's nobody to basically do anything anymore. Like in this part of Cavan, where I used to do voluntary work, like outside of my work hours, there's nobody willing to take on the responsibility to do it anymore. So it's basically left all to what? So basically all went for nothing. Basically all the work, hundreds of thousands of hours, went basically for nothing. So I'm very bitter about it. I'm generally honest with you. And I was bitter for a long time, but I don't blame the county council. I blame the people the people the people under that agency that's associated with the county council. It's not the county council, but it's another agency. I feel very slighted, particularly by that. And again, this fellow was a high up person that said it wasn't just an only person. But I'm very thankful to the politicians. Like, in fairness to them, I will give them credit here. That Brendan Smith, he's Fianna Fáil and stuff. We might not agree on everything. But Brendan Smith did a good lot of work. He done his best to get as much as he could. because there was concessions made and stuff. There was, but it wasn't like I got the money back and stuff. And it was very meaningful, just very token suggestions, like things, if that makes any sense. But he did it. Brendan Smith did, in fairness, my local TD, he did take up for me. Even though we're Fianna Fáil, so, but in fairness, he did. And of course, Brendan Fane about Toby the Independent. And of course, his niece to Anya Smith. And I do feel bad for Anya Smith, because Anya Smith done a lot. Like, in fairness, she did do a lot. Because when originally, like during that summer, when I was originally saying about it, I contacted Anya Smith about it, county councillor, and I said about it and stuff. And she said to me, and she rang them to ask them, why was this not given to me long ago? And they said to her, by Christmas we will have it all done. We will have him given every equipment that he needs. And basically that was the insurance she was given to, and she told me. And basically, and I'm not that I'm blaming her, because she was told that it would be sorted by Christmas, it'd be done before Christmas. And she was lied to pretty much too. And, and then there was a rigmarole about who was exactly over the area, because it wasn't the county council, it wasn't the responsibility of the council. It was another crowd that was contracted out by the council to look after it. So you can see how it's just a rigmarole. Yeah, Pauline Tully, I mean, is that what you're talking about? You're talking about Cathy Barrett, that's up in Monaghan. But no, but in fairness, they did. Like, I give Fianna Fáil credit. Like, I know one thing was it, but in fairness, they did. Like Brendan Smith and they did their best. Like, they done the very best, and particularly Anya Smith. Like, poor Anya Smith, she was put from Billy to Joe. Particularly when I told her after Christmas, after 2024, just gone by 2024, I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing any more voluntary work and stuff. And I told her why, etc. But she done her best. Like, she done her best to get the, like, she wanted me to get the full amount back and stuff. But of course, I didn't have any. I never kept the receipts because I never thought I would ever look for the money. But basically, after it was said to me about working for nothing and stuff, I was going to kick up hell, and I did kick up hell. Over it. But particularly when I asked, could it be put down there and stuff, because I was pretty much doing it already. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. But no, they did their best. Like the two county councillors, they did their best, and Brendan Smith did their best too. Whatever I have to say about Fianna Fáil, like the two of them did their best, because all the other councillors heard about it. Like, all of them knew about it. Every councillor, if you asked any of them, they would know. All my local TDs knew about it, definitely, because it was a huge thing back then. Particularly what was said, because what was said and returned to me, a lot of people thought it was absolutely just horrendous what was said. Even people in the council and stuff, they thought it was horrendous. That somebody, like some high up fella on €1,000 a week, would tell a young lad to try his best to try and do something good for the community and do something good for the county out of his own pocket. Not many of them would do it. And even the councillors that I talked about it said they wouldn't do it. But yeah, so that was it. But I don't regret it. I done my duty for the county, and I do it again. But it's the fact of the matter, just the sheer disrespect that was shown. I feel very slighted over it, and I kept that in for a long time. I never really said about it publicly, mainly because I didn't want to turn into a big, huge fucking thing. But meeting Santa Maron and stuff, I didn't say it, of course, but I was just like, fuck it, I haven't make a change, because for too long I was kind of afraid to make a change, to do something productive and stuff. Because as I said, I haven't done any voluntary work and stuff, and there's a nuisance to see areas and stuff. Like, there's so many sites and stuff, and this is the sad part of it. There's so many things I've done, like when I was volunteering and stuff, that I cleaned out so many illegal dumping sites and stuff, and unfortunately, that's all gone to waste now. They're back to what they were before, and there's nobody to do it nowadays. So all my work basically was for nothing. That's the most upsetting part of it. But the only people I blame is the people at the top at that time. If I wasn't given that response, I still would be probably doing it. That's to be totally honest. And the fact of the matter, they kept promising it, and they never delivered it. In terms of the equipment and the toilet paper and stuff. And that's what I do. That's what really upset me, I suppose. And especially because it was assured, like, pretty much, and I don't blame Anya Smith for it, because she was pretty much assured that come hell or high water that the equipment would be there. So that's why I done that stream. But I wanted just to chat because it was early Christmas morning on the 25th. I went down at 4 o'clock in the morning. Imagine that, to make sure everything was good for the swimmers. The toilets were immaculate. Because there's a Christmas swim and there's a Christmas swim this year, but nobody's doing it. But what I'm trying to say is, I went down and I think a live stream around 5 o'clock. You probably can look it up. But basically, that was the last time I ever went down there. I haven't went down there in 2 years to Anna Lake, but it's a mess. People have reported to me about mess. Like, it's just a total disaster. And but I done my bit, and that's the thing. And I don't hold it against the county council just to say for the money. I never wanted the money back. But it was the principle. It's more the principle that matter. I feel very slighted by that. I don't feel appreciated. That's the main thing. I don't mean to say I should get medals. I'm not saying I don't want the medals. They can keep them. The same as the money. It's more the appreciation. It's a small bit of appreciation. Because again, not many of them will do it. That's what I'm saying. And especially because it wasn't that I was thinking about medals and money and stuff. I never thought about it. It was in the public's interest, and it's a public toilet. The people of Cavan, the people of that area had the right to have a nice, clean toilet. They're paying for it, so but yeah. So that's basically. I never thought I would say it probably on stream yet, but there you go. So, but that's basically. I could say a lot more. There's a lot more to the story, but that's pretty much the summing up of it. Yeah, like I got paid. Like I had an own job outside of that. But this was in my spare time. If it makes any sense. But what I wanted, and the thing I asked for, and this is what I asked, could I be put down permanently, like there for the council? Like that was the request in lieu of the payment of the paid, like in terms of looking after the toilets for 3 years, and so that the council would permanently pump me down there to look after it. And basically, what was given was spots. We want you to work for nothing, even though you were working for nothing for 3 years and paid it out of your own pocket and stuff. But the good thing that came out of it, only for that, pretty much, only for me stopping volunteering, that's what made me decide to go to Finland that time, for a while. And the two, to be totally honest, the money that I saved up from not buying toilet paper and for cleaning stuff and all that, because I bought a huge amount of stuff and brushes and stuff for down there for the cleaning the toilets and stuff. The money that I saved up basically got me to Finland. Basically. So that was the good thing about it. And I suppose now that's the reason why too. If I still was buying the toilet paper for Anna Lake and stuff, especially during the summer, there was huge, like they used to steal the toilet paper and stuff. So only for that I would never be able to afford to go to Finland. Let's put it that way, because it was such a drain on resources. Like spending the money out of your own pocket, especially during the summer. Sometimes we were buying 3 rolls of toilet paper a week, 3 big rolls of toilet paper. During the peak summer and stuff like that. It was insane. And then obviously other stuff, brushes and cleaning stuff, domestos and Dettol and other stuff to clean the toilets and clean the sinks. But I suppose the main point of it is that I did, and still to this day I don't feel respected after that for what I did. And I feel very slighted, particularly by the heads. Again, these are heads, people that said this to me. Not elected councillors, just as AOTDs. None of them ever said anything bad about it. I think they were like Brendan Smith particularly was very annoyed about it, in fairness to him. He was very, very annoyed about it and give that hell about it, in fairness to him. And the same with Brendan Fay and Tobin, and the same with Anya Smith, the councillor. But in fairness to them, they took up for me. In fairness, they did. And I know they did, because they kicked up a lot of fuss over it. They did their best. That's what I'm saying. But I heard nothing against them for it, because they done their best. Even though, again, I don't agree with Fianna Fáil, they took Brendan Smith and Anya Smith done their best. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say they didn't. Even though I don't agree with them, Fianna Fáil, but they done their best. They stood up for me, and I appreciate that. Even though we're not politically aligned, but they did, and that's why I say Brendan Smith's not the worst person, because he did stand up for me that time. He didn't have to. He could have ignored it, but he did. He did stand up, in fairness. But there was no sign of any of the other ones. That's what I'm trying to say. But and of course, into Sarah Wiley too. Sarah Wiley said a lot too. Just to say, I forgot about Sarah Wiley too. But it was more that Sarah Wiley was in the other constituents, like the other area. Like they were my local councillors here. But yeah, so basically that was it. But basically, I haven't done I've done a few things here and there for people when they ask me, of course. But basically, I haven't done any voluntary work since. So basically, Butler's Bridge has basically gone to the dogs in a lot of cases, in a way too, because basically there's nothing been done since 2023, basically, or since late 2023, you know. So basically, I've basically done nothing since then. But yeah, so that's basically, it's good to get it off your chest. It's good to say it, but yeah, meeting Santa Mauna, I was like, I'm not putting up with it anymore and stuff. Because particularly one thing she said, you can do such good in the world, and I think that's a good thing that she said. You just have to believe in yourself, and I think that's the main thing about it too. And she's white in that. Yeah, I know, but it's a sad thing. But look at, I done my bit, and that's the main thing. I do feel like I will truly admit too that I did feel empty afterward. I will admit, because it was a huge part of my life and stuff. But yeah, but yeah. So. But what can you do, as I said? But it's in the past now, and that's why I hope to move on by leaving and stuff. Put the last bit of it behind it. That makes any sense. But yeah, so it's a nuisance thing, but it's a good thing to have to say, like to admit it and stuff like that. Instead of, because beforehand I never wanted to talk. That's why you never heard me talk too much about it, because I didn't want to really talk about it. But I done the right thing, and I think I'm doing the right thing. So. But yeah. Yeah, we're near 2026 now. It's half now, but I do appreciate just listening to me though, because I do feel very bitter about it. I will truly admit that, and I let it build for a long time, to be totally honest. But I will talk about it in the whole video to come, on why, because I kind of owe people an explanation, because I never explained why it was just stopped, and it's even the local people out here, I never explained it. But yeah. But I do feel very slighted. But it just goes to show you that the people at the top of local authorities, they don't appreciate the only people doing the work, like the only person taking the time out of the day to do it. But I'm not saying that I'm entitled to this or I'm entitled to that. It's just a small bit of appreciation. Wouldn't kill them, especially because they're on huge salaries. And, I wasn't that I was looking for their job. Let's put it that way. Yeah, so that's why I just said no more. That's it. Yeah, they helped me out with Cavan Day and stuff that time, but yeah, they did. We got a trend in that year in 2020. We got a trend in all over social media and stuff, and a lot of people would say that I didn't get enough because it was pretty much us group. Because the county council pretty much only didn't think it would go viral and stuff. Didn't think it would blow up. They only thought it would be a small thing and it wouldn't do much. But yeah, only for like the people of social media, all of us getting together and just making a trend. Because we made a trend at number one in Ireland. Like, it was a great experience. Yeah, that was during the lockdown, 2020. Yeah, it was 2020, yeah. And it was originally planned and the lockdown happened and stuff, so they done it online. But the county council basically thought it wouldn't do anything, basically. It wouldn't, because with the lockdown and stuff, they didn't think it would go as far. Like, you have to remember, 10 million people have seen the tweets about Cavan Day, 10 million people. Like, we just flooded Twitter. Like, if you ask anybody about Cavan Day that time, if you ask Chopper, if you ask Garrett Murphy, or ask any of them, yeah, they would tell you that it was just constantly just Cavan Day, and it was just blue hearts everywhere. It was a very positive experience. It was a great experience. It was a great moment for me too. As I say, I never wanted any credit. It was the people of Cavan. It was the people of Ireland, the people of Cavan, that got it there. I just kind of give it the shove. I just kind of shoved it, and it worked out. If that makes any sense. But the county council, didn't think it would be ever such a big thing. But I did. But yeah. But a lot of people said I should have gotten more credit for that. But I didn't want the credit. It wasn't. It still belonged to the people of Cavan. It's not my. It's not. It belonged to the people of Cavan should take the responsibility because they got it, and the people of Ireland got it trending and stuff. And it was such a positive thing. It wasn't just one person; it was many people. But as I say, I done my bit too. I done my bit for my county, and I'm happy. Whatever what any of them say, I done my bit for my county, and I'm proud of that. So. But anyway, I don't think anybody thought I'd come out with that tonight. I don't know how I started. I think I just decided, fuck it. I'd say it. But I probably will talk about it eventually, like for longer. And stuff. But I just feel very slighted about it. To be generally totally honest, I feel very disrespected. Now, I'm not suggesting I should get a big fucking medal. The president should give me a medal or something. I'm not suggesting that. I never want the medal. I just think people that do voluntary work and stuff, because they're doing it on their own accord and stuff, especially in this circumstance. I didn't have to. I could have said to the people that came to me, it's not my responsibility, it's up to somebody else in the council. I done it in the public interest, basically what I'm trying to say. Not for praise, not for it, but in the public interest. And I think all the councillors can see that. That I done in the public interest. It wasn't that I was doing it for my own accord. Because at the end of the day, I was losing out. I had less money going home at the end of the week due to it and stuff. But it was a horrible thing, just to say, because literally the amount of times toilet paper was stolen and stuff. And I used to buy hand sanitizers, for the things. And the amount of times they were stolen and stuff, and I had to go and buy them, was just a constant back and forth in a lot of the cases. But yeah. But as I say, I regret nothing. So I did my job, and that's all that matters. Come on, bro. So I just show you what I'm talking about, because this is the thing I had to constantly put up with too. And it wasn't a great, just to say. I don't know if you can see this. But yeah, so this was the thing constantly too. I know it's disgusting, but I just want to show you. Because, this is what the councilmen, ordinary people. Now, again, I was volunteering, I wasn't getting paid, and everything I had to do, like all the cleaning stuff to clean it. But there was oftentimes, this is only one out of many, this is from September 2022. And I used to go down in the morning just before I went to work too. I used to go down at cockcrow in the morning, 7 o'clock, to look after the toilets. But basically, they used to smidge stuff onto the walls and stuff. And you can see how clean the toilet seat was and stuff, apart from the shit and stuff. But I used to have it spotless. But yeah. Don't even clean, but yeah, it's not as bad as this. Hello, seaweed. Yeah, it's a long explanation. We're just going into the different things. But yeah, though this used to be nearly every week, unfortunately. And he used to smear it on the walls and stuff. It was awful stuff. I don't know if you can see that, can you? Just to show you how bad it was. But it was very bad. But yeah, this is the thing that you don't kind of see. I don't want to know, yeah. Now, it's a long story. But yeah, we're just talking about it. But yeah, so basically I used to do this, and it used to be nearly like this nearly all the time, unfortunately. It's a long story, seaweed. I'd like to explain to you, but eventually you hear about it. But yeah, this is what happens in public. But yeah, so I had to deal with that, and many times over. But yeah. Could you see that photo? You could. Because it was all captured on body camera, just to say. But yeah, that's what basically I had to deal with. And I wasn't getting paid, just to say, for that. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was disgusting stuff that you had to deal with, like in public toilets and stuff. I do pity people had to clean public toilets, especially if they're doing it for nothing. Yeah, it's a long story, but it was good to see you back, see what you then was I. It's just that it take a long time to explain because basically we spent nearly an hour talking about that. I don't know how I even came back like to talk about it, but it's good to get it off my chest. Because for too long I sat there and said nothing about it. But the last thing I say, and I did the right thing. I put the public's interest first, and that's all that matters. It's just a pity that they didn't appreciate it, the people at the top. Yeah, like I bought a wheelbarrow for Anna Lake just to say. It's probably still there. I never took it, but I paid €70 for just especially for down there, just to move around things and stuff. Yeah, I used to carry I used to do loads of roads and stuff. You ask anybody around Cavan and stuff. I met Patrick Quinlan one day on the road. You even ask him. I think I don't know people I remember that, but it's a good while ago now at this stage. But I used to do a lot of cleaning, like a lot of work. It's just a pity, again, as I say. I would still be doing it if I got a bit if I got to put up appreciation for it. Not saying from only people, but I'm saying for the people at the top. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I regret not listening. But you're alone, I suppose. That's what I. But see, the thing about it was too good natured. That's the problem. It was too good natured to try and do good. That was my main goal, was to try and do good. It wasn't for myself. It wasn't like for money or medals and stuff. It was just always to do good, to try and do some kind of difference in the community. But unfortunately, again, as I say, didn't get any appreciation. Well, it wasn't so much the Celtic Council. They give to understand there's another organisation, particularly for Anna Lake. There's another organisation that's contracted out by the council. Oh, just talking about it. I used to. Do you remember when I used to? I don't know if you were here at the time, but do you remember I used to do loads of Tidy Town stuff and stuff? Yeah. I don't know how much you know, basically. I know that sounds a bit sus, but. Yeah, well, I done my bit. It's not that I wanted to show them up. I just was doing my bit. That's the way I seen it at the time. The only thing I say about showing them up now is they're definitely showing up now because there's nothing been done basically in a long time, and anyway, in a lot of parts of this county there's nothing been done because there's nobody to do it. Which what to pay me for which? Sorry, I don't know if you misunderstood me, but no, I had to pay for the toilet paper and stuff for down and like, but it wasn't that I was looking for money for. I was looking for first of all, I was looking for the toilet paper and the cleaning stuff, for the council to give it to me. 10, 8, 19, yeah. Well, it's another few minutes until we're there, but yeah. But yeah, we'll talk about it again. So we'll just chat among ourselves. We're not going to a load of discussion. We already went into a big discussion about it. But I do appreciate people listening to it. It's something I wanted to say for a long time, but I suppose I was too afraid to say it. But yeah, no, this is the thing. It was outside my council hours, pretty much. That's what I'm trying to say. This was on my own accord, basically. But during my voluntary, not getting paid, outside my work hours, if that makes sense. Yeah, just give me a second to respond to this. But I do give credit to Brendan Smith and Anya Smith. Just the last thing I say on it, that they did do their best. Like, in fairness, they did. Yeah, well, thank you, Seaweed. I appreciate it. No, they never did. Like, it was just left to watch. I think they're sending the council man now and again to clean it. But it's not like I was doing it literally every day. Just to say, like, literally every day. Before I went to my actual paid job and stuff, I used to go down at Cockcrow in the morning. As I say about Christmas and stuff, I used to go down at Cockcrow in the morning to make sure the toilets were good for the day. And then when I came home in the evenings, I used to go down to make sure it was okay. Yeah. Like, even the thing that was said too, like, it was well talked about that time when I went down at the 25th and the Christmas morning. I went down at 4:00, and I'd done it for 3 or 4 years before that, but particularly that morning, that I went down and done it, and I made sure everything was okay for them. No, there was no worse. Nobody really wanted to do it. It was too much responsibility. Like, the people who originally came to me about it, it was too much responsibility. The shit was all over the walls and stuff like that. You couldn't expect these two women. You couldn't expect them to go and do it, and then paying their taxes to the county council. You couldn't expect them to do it, and they shouldn't have to. That's what the county council is there for. They're there to pay people to do it. And as I said, I offered them. I stay down there and I do it for you. Basically, if you just leave me there, if that makes sense, and leave me in that area, and I'm designated to do that area, and that's the only area I do, and everything else can be done by somebody else. But yeah, but
We're upgrading the electricity grid so every home, business, and community can benefit.
Oh, you have to go, Fiona. Right. I see you later. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night, and have a good happy 2026. So. I say Santa Mountain's in some wild party at the moment. Wouldn't you say in Helsinki or somewhere? No. Yeah, Gordon and everybody's probably left. Nobody's left. Everybody's just left me. Said, fuck this tonight. Because I went on. I'm sorry for going on, I suppose, a bit there. Particularly about it, because it's something that I didn't say for a long time. And I suppose I should have said it a long time ago. Like, at the time, I should have probably said it. It would have been a huge thing. Like, it would have been a huge thing. If I would have just said, oh, yeah, I feel very slighted over it. I'm sure a lot of people would have given that fuck about it. But I never wanted to really bring it public. But anyway, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. Oh, you're going green face. Well, take care. Have a good rest of your night. And very, very happy 2026 to you. My throat is gone, too, just to say. Another 20 minutes, isn't it? Yeah, 20 minutes. Another 20 minutes until we're there at the first. So, but yeah, But yeah, so anything else anybody want to discuss? Any confessing to murders or anything? Follow the reference right there. My throat is gorgeous. um, there was I can't remember what was. I was going to do something else, but I can't remember now. Yeah, no. Here, would you like to stay? Yeah, no bother grieving. There's no need to explain yourself. There's no need to explain why you're going or anything. But yeah, no, that's no bother. Happy New Year to you. We chat again soon. I just had to run downstairs for 2 seconds, so I'll be with you in 2 seconds. I'm just getting myself a few sweets. Might have heard mice to treat myself. Hi all from Donegal. From the hills of Donegal. Hi all from Cavan. Saying hello back up to the people in Donegal. But yeah, I'm sure there's loads of Donegal men here. There's Sean's here too, and Seaweed. And who else is here? Let us know. What part of the world are you watching from? Or what part of the country are you watching from? HEI. But yeah, whereabouts are we watching from? Let me know. We have what's that? Another 19 something. Isn't the 19 something like that? Yeah. We should get a big ball and just bang it against the wall or something. We'll probably hear some fireworks now in a second. So if you hear any fireworks and stuff in the background, that's the reason why. Because New Year's, just to say. There probably won't be that many, but just in case there is. Yeah. But yeah. So is there anything anybody want to ask me on from? Because now is the time to ask me. Because we probably won't be too long after New Year's here. We'll probably be here for now, maybe 15 minutes afterwards, but we won't stay too long. I'll probably be going to bed at 1 o'clock, not stay up all night. There'll be some people just getting started, there'll probably be some people going on Instagram lives and stuff just totally wasted and drunk. But yeah. Also, the clouds will be coming down probably the 6th, give or take, the 6th of January. So that's Tuesday. That's Tuesday, Tuesday coming. But you won't find that coming out at this stage. Good God. Tuesday 6th, oh God. It's hard to believe. A guitar? No, I can't play anything. I'm no good at it. I'm no good with my hands. In terms of making stuff and guitars and stuff. I've never been any good at them. We tried to learn a bit in secondary school and it was just atrocious. Like not the guitar, but I think it was the flute. I think it was. Yeah, it was the flute. I think. Yeah, it was the flute, and I just was hopeless. Like I'm just hopeless with that kind of thing. It's guitar and all that kind of stuff. I'm just hopeless. I should probably get up my phone just to count down the seconds. For fuck's sake, I can't speak. Yeah, I have it ready. It is 1:46 now in Helsinki. But 100% just so you are so easy going. Well, thank you. I try and be nice to people. I do think I succeed in a good lot of cases. Compared to other people, like other people just straight away just shout at people. Hey, this is weird. 1 second, sorry, I'm just looking at something here. So give me 2 seconds. So apologies about this, everyone. Not a home and Dunny go. But see, the worst thing about this, I would love to play like Irish tunes and stuff like that, but unfortunately, the copyright system on YouTube is ass. You think they would let you? Like, let's be fair. It's not like I'm claiming money off it and stuff like that, but they won't. YouTube's like, no, fuck you. You're not getting. You're not allowed to play any music, which is not great. He's just like, yeah. Instead of Sean, he's like, oh yeah. Yeah, that's his official name. So yeah, we have another about isn't it 11 minutes, something like that. Yeah, 11 minutes. I probably should have this open to do the thing. Do the thing. Say the line about. Yeah, so another 11 minutes or so. So what do we think? What do we think is going to happen next year? Let's look into the future. So what do we think? Do we think what do we think? What's our hopes for the future for 2026? What do we hope? Or what do we think is going to happen? I say Greta Thunberg's going to go to Johnny Gaul someday. That's what I think. Not my words. Greta Thunberg's going to come up to Letterkenny, sorry. Sean's looking forward to that. Imagine that, but that'd be something. But yeah, so what do we think is going to happen next year? Do we think Ireland's going to do some good in the World Cup? Is the World Cup's on next year? Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, this year coming. Yeah. What do we think? Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're all community. We're all the community here. But I do appreciate everybody spending time here, particularly coming into 2026. You could be doing 100 million things, But I appreciate the respect here with us here tonight. Us, comrade. It's all about the people. Everything is about people. I think 9 minutes. Isn't it 9? Yeah, 9 minutes, yeah. Pellegilly. Imagine it's nearly 2 o'clock now in Helsinki. It's 2 hours in the difference. Like, it throws you off a bit. Especially when it's over there, it's thrown off a good bit by time difference. Like 2 hours doesn't seem a lot, but there's a lot when you're there. Only loyal supporter, yes, Sean. Everybody else just said, fuck this. Oh, for Santa Mountain. Santa Mountain's live stream right now. So that's for the all gone. Imagine that. Speaking of Santa Mountain, let's see what she posted anything. Just for shits and giggles. But yeah, so what's our plans for next year? Does anybody have any plans? Anybody have any hopes? What do we think is going to happen? Do you think? Actually, here's the question: do we think the Russian-Ukraine war will end next year? That's the question. Because I know so many people last year said, "Oh yeah, it end." Hello again, Jamie. Yeah, you're back in 10 minutes. Yeah, but not even 10 minutes now. So it's 8 minutes. So win the lotto. You're going to win the lotto. Well, you hand me a few, Bob. So that's a great thing. That's a great way to start winning the lotto. Couldn't we all win the lotto? So that'd be handy. That'd be nice. Sean's volunteering to give me all the money. But yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully some of us win the lotto or something. It would be nice. But I don't think so, unfortunately. But do we think the Russian-Ukraine war will end? I suppose that's the question. Because I know last year, I remember saying this, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, Donald Trump, when he gets into the presidency, he's going to stop the war, in Ukraine and stuff." And that hasn't happened, as you know. So I wonder will it happen this year? Because it's going on an awful long time. It's 2022 since the war in Ukraine started. So it's a long time. Now, I don't think anything really like it's going to change in this country. This country's still just fucking hell. Excuse my language. But to be totally honest with you, yeah, the government's still going to be fucking idiots and just at the Irish traitors. There's no difference there. They're not going to change overnight, unfortunately. Unfortunately so, but we can only hope, I suppose, too. But yeah, I don't see much change in this country, unfortunately. I hate to say it. I wonder what Micheál Martin's doing right now. He's probably taking a bit backwards looking at your sovereignty. So yeah, it's about I can't count. I'm stupid. 7 minutes. Yeah, 7 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, 6 minutes now. So 6 minutes off until liftoff. Stop the lights. Let's see now. Just checking the news to see if there's any. Oh my god. There's a serious accident in some part of Dublin, Kilbarrack. Jeez, the cow's on this roof. Jesus Christ. We're not there yet. We're another 6 minutes away. So we can get there. My throat is gone, just to say too. So, London. I'm not in London. Excuse me. This phone's presuming that I'm in the home of the enemy. Oh, I don't know. Is anybody actually drinking? Just curiosity. I'm not drinking, of course, but I have Lucas in. That's more better. We have 5 minutes left. Feck me hole. Feck him. Feck off. Father Ted weapons. Oh, people. Don't drink. I suppose for people, yeah, it's a bit of enjoyment, I suppose. That's all for people. Some people don't drink like too much. time's going so slow now. Like as soon as it comes near the hour, it's just like so slow. That's me into next year. See what I mean? Yeah, it's a bit of a treat for a lot of people too. But yeah, so it's good to treat yourself now and again. We have 4 minutes until I lift off. Belgale. But so yeah, it'll probably be a white. No, it's not snowing now. It's probably snowed. It's given snow now the next few days, in Cavan and across Ireland and the UK. So we see what happens. Probably be no snow. After them saying there's going to be snow. Fuck them anyhow. But yeah, Belgale. But of course, yeah, I just want to briefly mention, of course, 2025. It was a great year. I'm very thankful, and I'm thankful to everybody for sticking with me this year. It's been up and down, I suppose, in a lot of cases too, and of course, a great moment too. I never thought I would ever have this on the wall. To be generally honest with you, so I'm very grateful for that. To meet Santa Mara in that time, I'm very grateful because I never thought that would ever be on the wall. I never generally thought that would ever happen, but it did happen. So I'm very thankful. It was one of the greatest moments of 2025. So yeah, it was truly a great moment, a really inspirational moment. Yeah, it's really just Thursday. It's just another day. What's another day? But yeah, truly great moment. But yeah, so an iconic moment, just to say. I think this will go down in history books. That's what that meeting. There's no doubt about it. That's gone into the history books. Like quite literally, it's gone into the history books. But anyway, but yeah, no, a truly remarkable moment. Something that I won't forget. Hopefully, maybe this year it can happen again. But we see. I think I'm asking for a bit too much, but we see. We see what happens. Who knows? But hopefully, it does happen someday. If not this year, then hopefully someday. But yeah, so we're pretty much 2 minutes away now at this stage. Anybody want to confess to any modus? we're just gonna let everything out now. Hey, backwards looking at your sovereignty. Everybody's just too tired and drunk for this crap. Hey, backwards looking at your sovereignty. Greenwich Mean Time. It's funny how it's just, where did they come up with Greenwich Mean Time? Like the name for that too, does it say? Like that's the time system that Ireland and the UK is on. I presume it's probably someplace in England. Yeah, Greenwich. That's in England somewhere. Like it probably is a time observatory, some kind of yoke. Oh Jesus Christ, lads! Stop the lights. I hold this here just so. So there we go. We're getting down. Oh, we have literally a minute, less than a few seconds now, just to say so. There we go. My throat is gone, so you just will have to do the counting down because my throat is literally gone. So I'm trying to save it. So there you go. I'll probably end up turning off because see, there's something wrong with my phone that keeps fucking turning off. So I have to keep hitting it. So I can hear the fireworks already, though. Already celebrating. It's not even fucking 12 o'clock. And already firing fireworks into the air. A few seconds, less than 30 seconds until the nukes go off. So there we go. Oh my god, my throat is gone. Pause the lights. Stop the music. Ooh. Stop the lights. Oh, wished. Here we go, lads. Here we go. 5 seconds. Well, about 6 seconds. But there we go. 2026. There we go. And there it is. And that's all she wrote. It is officially now 2026, the 1st of January 2026. Great stuff. Mighty. Time to rule the world. We're going to take it. Now, I have to admit this. We're going to take over Leitrim. Now, we're off to Leitrim. Let's go, boys. We're on the way to take over Leitrim. You can always hear the fireworks behind me. But yeah, we're off the way to Leitrim. So we're on the way to Leitrim, lads. We're going to take over Leitrim. Fucking Leitrim people. That's the first statement of the year. Fucking Leitrim people. There you go. There's the first quote of the year. Fucking Leitrim people. Oh no, that's a great statement. But anyway, but yeah, truly amazing year. I'm very thankful to everybody for sticking with me this year. It's been something else. So yeah, hopefully in 2026 it'll be a lot better for everybody in Ireland, across the world too. Hopefully there'll be peace. Hopefully, we hopefully the end of the Ukraine conflict and of course peace in the world. Please God. Um, yeah, of course. If I've ever been Donegal, I don't think I've ever be up in Donegal, but someday if I'm ever around, I will probably give you a shout. Um, but anyway, we chat for a few more minutes if that's okay with people. People have to go away until that. Don't feel like enforcing you. And we just chat for a few seconds, but not a few seconds. It's probably 20 or so. We will just chat. So there we go. Um, Also, I think it's official now. Give me a moment. Oh, so there we go. There's this year's calendar, 2025. There's a finish. That's the end of that. So there you go. There's the calendar for the win. There's no other candles here yet. There's no other candles. Just want to see where are these fireworks. You can hear them in the distance. Oh. Jesus, Sean wants to know his address. A backwards looking at your sovereignty. So I'm just putting out in the community post, just wishing people a happy new year. Fucking wanting. Hello, well, lad. How are you doing? Happy New Year to you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good time today. Sorry, I'm just writing this up in the community post. But yeah, so how do we feel, lads? How do we feel, lads and lassies? What do we take? Are we looking forward to 2026? What do we take? What's on the agenda? Or do you think it'd be pretty much the same old, same old? What is the opinion? But yeah, so I probably should turn off the music because we're going for a good long time. Put this pause. We just chat among ourselves. We'll not be here for much longer, but we'll stay for a few more minutes. But yeah, it's been something else this year. The video last year gone by. Last year, can say finally last year. Imagine I had these things here and I never turned them on. Just goes to show you I'm not paying attention half the time. But yeah, what is this? I've never seen this in my life. But yeah. But yeah, this year is probably going to fly too, because every year flies. Who the fuck is messaging me? Disgraceful. At this time of night, this economy. Pellier. Also, just to say to people, probably sometime in the next 3 weeks or so, probably the end of January, give or take, we will do, and I'm sure Sean probably probably want to come on. Maybe I did say it in the last stream. I said we could probably do in well, not phone-in sessions, but some kind of like Google like meets thing, like online and stuff, where people can come on and talk for maybe an hour, on half an hour. Now it won't be every week, obviously, but we can do it now and again, maybe. But we do one or two maybe at the end of this month, January. How does that sound to people? Does that sound good, bad, maybe? Okay. What do we think? Or would just be interested in that as opposed to. Jesus, I don't know where everybody gets all these fireworks. They're supposed to be illegal in this country, and people just fire them all on the place. But they're in the distance. They're not like close to me, but I can hear them in the distance. But I said they're probably mad around Dublin, like the estates in Dublin and stuff. It must be just crazy. Firework. Do you? Firework. Fireworks are dangerous fucking yokes too. People have got their hands blown off by fireworks. People have got their faces just fucking exploded by fireworks. They're the whole dangerous things. So they do make great thing in the fire, like in the sky and stuff. But they're how dangerous too when they do like go off in somebody's hand. Like I've seen videos and stuff of it just like it just mangles somebody's hands. Like it's gunpowder pretty much. So, but yeah. But yeah. What's another year? We go and put on Johnny Logan. What's another year? No relation, just to say. But yeah, we give it a few more minutes and then we head on for tonight. I think that's all she wrote for tonight. We'll pretty much stayed here. Not many people probably were about tonight because I got obviously because of New Year's and stuff. But we probably go 10 past. So in another few minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, we go. We leave it for tonight. I think that's enough for tonight because we're 4 hours live. Like it's literally insane. Live. Firework. No, we're just going through and just looking through all the. Cause obviously, when New Year's happens, there's just so many tweets and stuff, just to see what's happening. But it seems like everything's going fine. There's no like fucking people being shot or anything like that, thankfully. So it seems like everything's fine, pretty much. Good is good in the world. But yeah. But yeah, so is there anything else just before we go? Because we're just literally about to go in literally about 2 minutes. So if there's anything else you want to tell me, now is the time. Now is the time to expose yourself. In the game, of course. But yeah. But yeah, I think that's all she wrote. I don't think there's anything else. Basically, yeah, just to say them 3 videos that are uploaded. Do give them a watch if you get chats. If you get a chance within the next day or so, if you give them a watch, I would appreciate that. Because yeah, there's important information, particularly to do with my personal life. What's going to happen, just to let you know in the background for different things. But anyway, that's it. That's all. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Seaweed. Thank you. Well, if Welland's still here, and of course anybody else that's still here at the moment. I appreciate you sticking with me for tonight. It's been a long night, so I appreciate it. You could have been doing anything else tonight, but I appreciate you sticking around here. And of course, I wish everybody a happy new year. Hopefully, all the best and all the best health and happiness in 2026 for everybody. Hopefully, everything will be a bit better this year than it was last year. Please God. But yeah, as I say to people, have faith, have hope that things can change. And remember, there's only hope in action. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I'd see you again soon. Thank you.